Hello, hello, hi peeps. Oh, tragic fox. Hi Curve, hi Paku. How you guys doing? Happy Thursday. My hair's a little bit of a mess. Let me run it back. Okay, I'll give you the pity points. Happy Thursday, everybody. There's a 2-minute cooldown. I'll take it for you. I'll take the hit. I'll take the loss for you. There you go. Loss cleared, so this next one should be good. Are we getting pity points? If you got to gamble all if you want pity points, berries. But yes, we are the French today. This is We the Revolution. It is a game set during the French Revolution. You play a tribunal judge who has to siphon your way through the political landscape of all the French people. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Robespierre. But it gave me big Papers, Please vibes. If you guys want to check the game out for yourself, you can do so there. I don't know how good I'm going to be at this. Not Holdfast. No, different historical game. We have fiction difficulty and survival. This is the description for fiction mode. Ooh. I don't think that's supposed to be. Sorry. Survival. Survival is a variant of the main game focusing on the court trials in which the game is to keep the main character alive for as long as and work for as long as possible. It says it's a variant of the main game, so I'm going to assume this is the main game. So we're gonna. I don't know what fiction is, but we're gonna go with it. New profile. Poire. That means pear in French. We the Revolution. Let me just check a couple things. Tutorial is on. Full screen is on. Okay. Audio is fine. But yeah. Hopefully this game isn't too overly complicated. I mean, Papers, Please was overly complicated. Hopefully it's understandable too. Father.
I am here.
So far, so good.
Do you hear me?
I like this man's voice.
I gave you the best I could.
It also had a very cool art style from what I saw.
Why did you disown me? I have your blood in my veins. How could you? Do I mean nothing to you? Why did you grieve for him? He was nothing. I am better than he was. People will follow in my footsteps. Father.
That was a cool little opening. You should be able to gamble now. if you care still, Vox. France, turn of the 18th century. Prologue. Oh, somebody's hungover. Both of us are hungover, or both of these people. So it's the prologue. I'm guessing this is before the revolution? Remind me next time I want to stop drinking this cloudy rotgut. Remind me before I drink it. We're disgracing Themis. Huh, is someone coming? I'll try again in 2 minutes. Oh my. This was bound to happen. I told you. Papa, you said we would go. You promised. Papa had a lot of work. A lot of heavy glasses. Oh, good luck, Paku. I haven't played since this weekend. I need to get some more in me, but I've just been busy and wanted to relax. You promised me. I can't anymore. I'm fed up with asking. Mama is angry because... Quiet. Today your favorite son wanted to prove he was more honorable than his father, so he started a fight. A 5-year-old boy, for God's sake. Oh. Our neighbors wanted you to explain that to them, but you were fighting for justice at an inn. Damn you, you bloody drunk. Mother. Oh, so that's my dad. Hold on, I gotta move my giant water bottle. It's in the way of the screen. Okay, there we go. Drag and drop documents to manage their layout. Click to display their contents. React to events, ignoring them may have severe consequences. Notebook, revealed... it's gonna be a big, intense. Reveal detailed information about current events, actions, and characters. Verdict. Consider the effects and decide the defendant's fate. I might have to move the camera. Change the game settings. Hierarchy. Review the current balance of power in Paris and your position therein. Intrigues are complex conflicts between you and another political player. A defeat may turn out to be disastrous for you. Influence points are the main currency. Use them wisely. Notifications. Global modifiers. Some of your decisions and changes in the world of the game may cause global modifiers to come into action. These factors affect relations, reputation, and influence. You can review them in the notebook. Okay, case file and news. Let's look at the news. Oh my. Each action requires a different number of influence points and has a different chance of success. Consider carefully. Your addictions are no longer a secret. The fact that other children are bullying your son because of them is a minor problem. But who is spreading these rumors? It is likely to be one of the parents. They could have whispered into their children's ears whom they shouldn't play with and why. They might even spice the story up with a lie. But who will it hear next? Let's talk eye to eye. I'm going to try and be a fair and honest judge. Make the most important decision, condemn the okay, guilty, not guilty, signature. We're not doing that right now. I just wanted to see that. Case file. To Judge Alex Fedele. Sorry if there's any French people. I'm gonna probably butchering the name pronunciation of this. Like Vox said though, Paku, it's going to be very friendly in solos. To Judge Alex Fedele, we have not expected this kind of behavior from your son, although apparently we should have. Innocent child's play turned into an assault on our children. The younger one, Antoine, now has a chipped front tooth. We hope that you will punish your child accordingly. Should the situation repeat itself, we will react more decisively. I am sure we can deal with a gambler and drunkard, even if he is a judge. We will not let our children be hurt. I'm either going to play tomorrow or Saturday, if you'd like to join. I'm not really good at the game, though. I'm just like a loot goblin and scout. Okay, so... Finding links. Find the correct links to unlock the questions for the defendant. Choose a line of inquiry and link it to the right category. When linking lines of inquiry and categories, you can make a limited number of mistakes. If you make too many mistakes, the whole system will become locked. Some cases may contain traps. Read through the files to find the lines of inquiry that are irrelevant. Oh, Lord. Innocent child's play turned into an assault. The younger has a chipped front. We hope you will punish the child accordingly. Should the situation repeat itself, we will react more decisively. Okay. So, unlock questions. Child's play. What? Child's play goes to course of events. Gather information, influence. I like this prologue. It's like you're just scolding a little kid. Inquiry and oh my god. Okay. I was like, I'm not gonna lie. Thank you. I was. To ask questions, you have to first unlock them in the inquiry linking menu. Being in the judge's good graces allows you to find out which way they will sway after you asked a question. What exactly were they saying? Are you too drunk to guess? I was not asking you. Okay, so this is me. I'm the drunk dad. They were yelling that you are... Well, I told them that it's not true, and they started calling me names. They called me a drunkard's son. Okay. Oh, so I thought it was like a draw. Like 1, 2, fighting children. Course of events. What's the question? How did your play turn into a fight? Our neighbors, Antoine and Jean, they were saying mean things about you. We were playing guards, and they asked me to pretend to be a drunkard, whom they would... We were playing guards, and they asked me to pretend to be a drunkard, whom you would know. You were fighting both of them at once? I had to. So, he was just role-playing. Injured Antoine victim. Who started the fight? I can tell you who ended it. I think it was me. I kicked the one on the left and then wanted to get the one on the right, but they ended it. They knocked me to the ground and paid me back for hitting them. I really don't know if what I'm doing is correct, but I'm trying my best. Chipped tooth. Victim. I got all the questions. Did you really break Antoine's tooth? Frederick is just a child. I don't know. I don't think so. Did you hit him in the face? I think I kicked him, but not that hard. That's the trap. I can't do that. Am I supposed to... Oh, Lord. Is that all I have? What's the hierarchy looking like? That's me. A judge of the Revolutionary Tribunal, generally considered a drunkard and gambler, a protege of Raymond Devoy, who introduced him to the world of law and regulations. In private, he is an unremarkable character. Fun. I like this, but this is definitely going to be a tough game. What is this? He was role-playing. He got a little carried away. He is my son, so I might have some bias. But we're going to say not guilty. And do that signature. You did well. A man has to defend the honor of his family, no matter what. Educational procedures. At least you're trying. Those children are so small, and they already know the truth. The father of my children is a lying drunk and gambler. Bernard used to worship you, but he soon grew up. Now it is Frederick's turn to learn the truth that echoes in the streets. And you, Raymond, you're supposed to be my husband's mentor? Is this what you wanted to teach him? How to repeat your family's mistakes and lose his... How to repeat your mistakes and lose his family? I was unaware that Mathilde had such a temper. Oh, that's not me. We will wait outside, as always. Wait. I'm so confused. I'm the husband. I understand that, but who am I visually? Am I not the old... No, I'm not the old man, then.
Paris.
That scared me. Paris. So this is before the revolution.
Liberté!
Is it?
We were enchanted by the idea of freedom.
Mm-mm.
We could not resist it.
Nope, this is after the revolution. Where's the guillotine?
Whole families took to the streets. France was never so happy. We were enchanted by the idea of freedom.
I like the writing of the story so far. It's pretty good. Act 1. Liberté. Day 1. So I'm going to guess that fiction is supposed to be the actual story mode. And the other mode, survival, is just that. Expected sentence. Find out which verdict is expected by the factions and your close ones. What are my close factions? Robespierre is at the top. Owing to his passionate devotion to the revolutionary cause, he is widely referred to as the Incorruptible. As leader of the radical Jacobins, he preserves order in the National Convention with an iron fist, and if need be, terror. Undeniably the most powerful man in Paris in the Age of Revolution, as yet none have dared defy him. Until now. So, prison expects... Oh wait, no. Common folk and family expect prison. Revolutionaries expect acquittal. Relations with factions mean negative consequences for you. The fervor in Paris rising. Reputation affects everything in the world of the game. Factions, family relations, audience attitude, the fervor in the sections, and even the ability to persuade other characters. You have a set amount of influence points per day. In the future, you will be able to increase this limit. Death penalty, prison, acquittal. Revolutionaries are medium. The common folk are medium. Neighborhood gossip. We already took care of that. Friends and family. These are... people. Okay. So I feel like we should start with the news. The father had a rare episode of foolishness when he decided to stand up to someone stronger, threatening him with a fist and showing his children they are safe by his side. He did not listen to your arguments. Furthermore, he gave a precise description of where you can shove them. Effects. Reputation -2. I'm not going to hire thugs. I'll just ignore him. Be the bigger person. And the cases. Compiled by Charles. Assault. One of the local merchants, Guy Denau, went to the National Guard station near the halls. With a raised voice, he stated that the owner of a neighboring stall had purposely poured wood tar into the barrel of herrings. For this supposed crime, Denau demanded a proper punishment. Soldiers went to the halls and established the herrings did indeed taste awful. Since there was no evidence of the crime, they did not take any action. A few hours later, the guards returned. This time it was formally accused Jean Corbis who called for them, and there was a plethora of evidence on site. The clearest being Denau himself smashing his neighbor's stall with a long wooden pole in front of witnesses. Okay. Page 2. I would like to report that Citizen Corbis does not pay the city for his stall. Furthermore, he openly criticizes the new rule when talking to clients. Wait, it says there's a page 2. How do I... Oh. The furious merchant was shaking his fist and yelling, "Where were you when the scoundrel stole my place near the entrance?" The guards did not stop to ask for details, but disarmed the vigorous merchant and put him in jail. While drawing up the report, One of the officers found an old denunciation that had been written by Denau 2 years ago. Let's ask about the wooden tar first. Crime scene. Oh, shoot. That was bad. This is going to be a lot harder than scolding a child. Okay, let's ask about the wooden pole. Why were you smashing the wooden pole? Crime scene. No? I messed up again? Instrument of crime. Okay. Old denunciation. Offender's personality. Let's ask those questions first. Unlock questions. Ask questions. Your name? Denau. Fresh fish since 1772. And a vandal since yesterday? I'm not proud of what I did, but enough is enough. Really? Like when 6 months ago you stole 8 francs from my revenue? Some urchin took that from your pockets while you were... Silence! You shall not speak until questioned. Systemically opposing the opinion of the jury may lead to serious consequences. What products? It would appear that your conflict has continued for some time now. It all started when that scoundrel placed his stall where mine should be, next to the entrance. It wasn't your place, you took it after old Choquette. Silence! And have you not been able to reach an agreement ever since? Now that I think of it, it may have started even earlier. Jean once refused to pay for a red mullet taken by his wife. My whole family fell ill because of that rotten carcass. You should be happy I didn't. Must I repeat myself? Be quiet or you will both be in more trouble than you are already. What products does Citizen Corbus sell? Fruits and vegetables. And you sell fish. Straight from your port and Petit Dalles. I see. Then why did one of you come to the halls with wood tar and the other with a wooden pole? Citizen? I don't remember. That stick must have been lying near the stall. Corbus, however, clearly planned his actions. Okay. We have 2 more questions. Stall... That's the crime scene. And counter-revolutionary propaganda. Okay, I got all the questions. That's good. Citizen Corbus, come closer. Is it true that you took... Oh, that locks each question. Is it true that you took Guy Denis's place at the entrance of the halls? He took the place first from a dead merchant. I only did the same at a convenient time. Was that your first conflict? In the late 70s, when that tight-fist churl asked me to lend him 30 francs, it took me 2 years to get it back. Citizen Denau, I can see that you wish to add something, but please refrain from doing so. Why did you have wood tar with you that day? I sell fruit, but my suppliers sometimes buy wood tar because it repels pests. And why did you pour it into Citizen Denau's barrel? I did nothing of the sort. He probably poured it in himself as to denounce me again. Liar! Calm down. I like this. What are they thinking? J.O. We found your denunciation of Citizen Corbus. Why did you write it? He did because I started selling sprats. Shut up already. Monsieur le Judge, I just wanted to help the city. Every stallholder pays for their place in the halls. Corbus should pay too. You're a liar and a crook. Don't you remember hiding from the royal collector at the butcher's? Silence, dude. They just keep talking. I was trying to evade royal taxes. You only started after the beginning of the revolution. Be quiet, both of you. I think that's all the questions I can do, isn't it? I mean, there is no evidence that there's no evidence that he did pour it. He probably is right, but there's actual evidence of him assaulting with the long wooden pole. And all he cares about is that he got his place stolen. So I'm in agreement. What is rapport? It would appear your conflict has stowed for some time now. Review the trial's records. Okay. I wonder if there's any that are going to like be continuous days. Risk of being removed from office, risk of death, reputation bonus, prison. I'll find the defendant guilty and sentence him to prison. Signature. It seems the partisans will have to start buying fish elsewhere. Citizen Dano, I sentence you to prison for vandalism. Better warn the guards, they won't have an easy life. I do not believe the people will be happy with such a severe penalty. I mean, he did vandalize. After a trial, click to move on to the next part. Is there going to be another case? Or is that just one per day? May I remind you, you promised to join me. I have a feeling that tonight's moon favors gamblers, though it does not favor spouses. God should grace us with wives, oh yeah, forgot old-timey, who understand the importance of an evening game of dice. They should also know that the right amount of wine guarantees a lucky roll. I should go home. Bringing a judge to the game has benefits. Other players will surely not cheat. That is not a strong argument. My name is Jacques-Louis David. I am but a humble painter, not a silver-tongued judge. You are a sly politician, Jacques. Jacques, as a politician, I understand the importance of keeping promises, and you, my friend, are trying to get out of yours. Keep your promise. Only for a short while. Is that the bad decision? Probably. I'm not a good father figure, but it is what it is. Oh dear. The camera hides it, but I'm over here cheery and she's sitting there sad in a chair. Oh, now I feel like...
The moon favors gamblers.
Did I win big? Late evening, the judge's house. Oh, I said I'd leave early. What? You can berate me, as you always do. Frederick sometimes imagines you as a deep-sea sailor. He dreams that you visit distant countries, have wonderful adventures, and one day you'll return and tell us all about them. But all I see is a man in a lifeboat, and one of your oars is broken. A furious storm churns up huge waves that are fated to devour you, and I'm standing on the edge of a cliff, holding a makeshift lamp. Your children have already forgotten about you. They are far, far away. Your father died of old age. Your drinking companions now play cards with new friends. But not you. No, I'm still standing on the shore, hoping that your boat does not sink. That vision is not so distant either. Your sons are still young, but the storm has already begun. If you don't turn around now... Good night. I need to stop making promises, but I'm a man of my word, so I had to try and keep that one. Before the storm creates the highest wave, you'll have to bow before it, alone. It will force you to become meek, and nobody will be there to see it. Your decisions in court can influence your relationships within the family. You have to choose an action to see its description. Upon returning home, you can decide how you would like to spend the rest of the day. Each action will affect the other members of the family, as well as their attitude towards you. Each character's attitude can provide you with or deprive you of certain bonuses, reputation, or relations with factions. Your youngest son is special. His attitude makes the other family members like you slightly more. Take good care of him. After various important events, you may find yourself with an action forced upon you. On this day, you become the victim of your own decisions. Okay, I don't know who that is. I know I didn't see him. It made them all go up. Influence on the people, influence on revolutionaries, influence. You want with David to play cards. Down, down, down. Oh, he didn't care. Liberty, day 2. There's a lot of levels to this game, just like Papers, Please. I'm not trying to like belittle it by comparing it, but pretty interesting. Today, the people of Paris commemorate Jacques Guillaumin Samanou, mayor of Etampes. He was lynched by a furious mob for performing his duties to France. This march shall symbolize the unity of our society and the hope that the most violent stage of the revolution is past us. Let us make sure that no other loyal servant of France becomes a victim of hate ever again. King Louis XVI. Simoneau was a good, loyal officer. Those bastards lynched him for observing the law. Will you join me at the march? Ooh, I don't know. Yes. We ought to show that we oppose the self-appointed executioners and stand alongside of victims. I wonder why the king has taken the trouble to show up. Louis XVI marching arm in arm with the people of Paris. That is unexpected. That's gonna... King Louis. Continue, please. I am merely an observer. Do not change your habits for me. I heard a thing or two about a young and ambitious judge of the tribunal. I was curious whether he is guided by justice or entertainment, as some would say. Okay, I do want to look at... Not that. What do I want to look at? Is it the hierarchy? No. Oh, David. And Birrell. An artist and politician, his paintings often refer to the revolution. When it comes to his career, he is an efficient deputy of the convention. Those two areas of his life are blending together and feeding back on themselves. For example, when he led the closure of the Académie Française, the same institution that had rejected him for many years, he is a longtime friend of me. The aging commander of the National Guard. He has seen enough to not put trust in ordinary people, even if they are able to start a revolution. I love how they have Robespierre looking so villainous at the top. Notebook. Death penalty. Poor papa. Victor! Oh, okay. Thanks for that, son. Who is a monetary merchant? Oh, he's my father. Okay. Gotcha. Alright, before we do anything else... News. In the city, only the dead are reputation -3 revolutionary... Oh, jeez. Only the dead are free of addiction. What do you care about people's idle gossip? Whatever. Case file. The defendant is Olivier Mugler. What do people want? Oh, Lord. Prison or acquittal. The defendant is Olivier Mugler, a 65-year-old master locksmith who is famed among Parisian burglars as an expert on unopenable locks. He's burglary and theft. Last month, he was commissioned by owners of a Parisian glassworks, Jean Rude, Lurox, and Ferdinand Zalin, to construct locks for ornate chests for valuables, presumably as gifts for their wives. The craftsman praised his latest creation as thief-proof. Shortly following their completion, the industrialist's houses were hit by a series of burglaries committed by a recent newcomer to Paris, Hector Vian. The thief from Orleans was caught in the act and shot by Ferdinand Zalin. An expensive Turgot map of Paris with the houses of the recently robbed industrialists marked on it was found on the deceased. Surprisingly, Zalin had given Mugler an identical map as advance payment. This deposit was in addition to the agreed remuneration from all the employers. Further interesting information came from the owner of the Ginger Margot Inn. She recalled on the night preceding the burglary, the locksmith met there with a man she didn't recognize. Based on her description, We were able to identify him as the aforementioned Hector Vian. The men allegedly engaged in an evening of drinking sponsored by Mugler. Evidence. A map of Paris found on Hector Vian. Okay. Map of Paris is evidence. Course of events. Drunken evening. No. What else is there? Series of burglaries. Accusation. Marks on the map. Course of events? No. Master Locksmith is his personality. Master Locksmith is also... Okay, we'll go back for now. Famous Thief is... No. Drunken Evening is course of events. We still have 3 more questions. Marks on the map. Accentuating circumstances. I don't know if any of these are accentuating circumstances. Let's ask the questions that we have right now. Robbing the bourgeoisie is no crime. According to the case file, you are Citizen Oliver Mugler. Is that correct? Indeed, it is I, Monsieur le Judge. May I have a request? I would like to sit down. I'm an old man, you see. Basic respect for judiciary requires you remain standing. Do the names Solon, Rude, and Rowe mean anything to you? Why are you so determined to harass an old man? They sound like the names of my debtors. Debtors? They are the victims of activities you conducted. You mean locksmithing? Did you tell Hector Vian how to open the victim's locks in the trunks? I understand what you're implying, but consider this. If he sold the secret of my locks, then my business would be over. Word spreads fast among thieves. Did you know Hector Vian before? This is the first time I've heard the name. This is interesting, as you were seen draining several bottles of wine together at the Ginger Margot Inn. Is that a crime? No, but the question is, why are you denying it now? Was your drinking spree just a deception for discussing the burglary? Nobody I had a drink with introduced themselves as Hector. I didn't plan any heist with a Hector, Victor, or Hugo. I'm a locksmith and I earn good money from it. Burglaries are for vacants without a job. You were commissioned by the victims to make chest locks. Who installed them? It was me, naturally, and in all agreement with the contract. My job was to prepare and install the locks, and the employer was only to come and see whether the work was completed, and pay, of course. Was the installation carried out at your workshop? On site? No, on site at the client's property. None of those idlers bothered to deliver the trunks to my workshop, so I had to strain my old legs. Does that mean you knew the addresses of the victims? How else would I get there, blindfolded and on a wagon? Okay, I don't like either of those questions, to be honest. Famous Thief. Course of events. Marks on the map. Evidence. Master Locksmith. Accentuating circumstances. Okay, I got all the questions. Rumor has it you are one of the best locksmiths in Paris. I should deny it for modesty's sake, but I will not. That cannot be true, though a random thief from New Orleans was easily able to open your locks. Well then, he must have been one of the best thieves in Orleans. Let's be serious, Monsieur le Juge. Every lock can be picked with the right talents, even my locks. Did you give Hector Vian the map? Were you the one who marked the addresses of the 3 victims on the map? I didn't mark anything. The houses of your clients are marked on the map. I don't know who marked them. Maybe you should ask the person you found the map on. Maybe the court has made marks and has no memory of doing so. Do you not think there are too many coincidences in your story? You obtain the map, but lose it, and then it is found on the thief who have robbed your clients? I know nothing of coincidences. I only make locks. Did you give Hector Vian the map? I gave nothing to Achilles, Hector, or any other Greek. Call in witness, Citizen Jean Rude. Jean Rude in the flesh. You will not speak unless called upon. Naturally, of course. What went missing during the burglary? My house was the first one to be robbed, and in my case it was mostly valuables. At Rue's house, he will not say it himself, and I do not want to go to prison. It was the letters he exchanged over the years with King Louis. Damn monarchist! Salan did not lose a thing. He shot that vermin in the act. That is what he said. What happened to the items he had stolen? That still remains unknown. According to Salan, Hector had nothing with him. Ferdinand suspects he had hidden the other valuables elsewhere. He hid the other items before robbing the last house. Strange. Advance payment in the form of a map, its disappearance, the murder of a burglar, and a lack of payment for services. It all makes for a rather strange story. A suspicious one, too. I do not... What are you mumbling? If I say something, will I be free? He knows something! Please testify what you know immediately. The map was Salan's idea. He told the thief about the advance payment we gave to the locksmith and proposed that Hector... The map was Salan's idea. He told the thief about the advance payment we gave to the locksmith and proposed that Hector steal it. And he did? Indeed, but then the bastard robbed us. Later we were forced by Salan not to pay the locksmith because he sent the thief after us, and that's when it all went down the drain. Ask the bourgeoisie for you. He fooled them all in one fell swoop. It sounds like Citizen Salan had everything planned, however there is no evidence to support the claim. Perhaps it is Citizen Rude that is plotting against his partner and wants to frame him. And Vian is dead, so he will not be able to shed any light on this. If I was younger, I'd give that Salan a drubbing, that pig, that good-for-nothing lying bastard. Please refrain yourself. The testimony of witness is still not evidence, neither of Citizen Salan's guilt nor of your innocence. I'd say it makes him pretty innocent. How much did you charge for your services? 3,000 francs. Tidy sum, that is. If you were a master locksmith, you'd charge that much too. That is quite a substantial fee. Indeed, that's how much it costs to have high-quality locks made by a master with nearly 50 years of experience, and those bastards never paid me a single franc. The victims did not pay you the agreed amount. Not a franc. I'd beat that money right out of them, but I'm too old for that. Do you recognize the map? I do not recall ever seeing it before. Ferdinand Salan claims he gave you this map as advance payment for your services. He claims what? That wicked wretch of a second-rate merchant, he gave me a scrap of paper as payment for making 3 locks and says it's supposed to be worth more than 3,000 francs he owes me? An honest laborer is being judged while frauds remain at large. Silence. So does this map belong to you? It doesn't. So where's the map you received from Citizen Salan? I lost it, but it wasn't even worth a loaf of bread, so I surely won't shed a tear. But if you have it, maybe you stole it from me. You better make a note that Oliver Mugler demands remuneration from Rude Rocks and Salan. And he's definitely innocent. Revolutionaries won't be too happy with me. Where can I view that? The notebook? Common folk are not going to like me, that's for sure. I reached a verdict. Definitely innocent. I don't like this though. Okay. Signature. I'm saying he's innocent, but I'm nervous. I don't know if I can die already. The verdict for Citizen Oliver Mugler is not guilty. Lead the defendant away. Bravo, Mugler! Away with the bourgeoisie! To be honest, this does bear the marks of social justice. They would not pay him, so he had them robbed. There is balance here. He didn't rob them, though. Like, I'm pretty sure he was framed.
King Louis XVI, There were people who truly loved him. He reminded the French they had noble ancestors.
That's Italian.
Do not be manipulated by people who are not bearing the burden of responsibility. This saddened me. Someone had advised him to say that. Someone who was well aware of the cold, inevitable wind of change. I did not pity the king, but those who will come after him, as they will not have great ancestors.
See, my French history is a little bad. I want to say that it was Louis the 15th that was hung or guillotined or whatever during the Revolution, because all he did was just spend money on the Palace of Versailles, I think. I don't think it was the 16th. I could be wrong, though. Frenchmen marched in the streets of Paris side by side, one line after another, to commemorate Jacques Guillaume Simonnou, mayor of Etampes. He was murdered by a furious mob, punished for a law he did not enact but was obliged to observe. Freedom of speech killed him. If we understand this as the right to cast stones to show one's discontent, the right to murder people because you deem them responsible for your miserable life, surely the people of Paris would prefer if we had said that nothing happened. Your son is rather good with the viola. He is both talented and enthusiastic. I would prefer that he was as enthusiastic about the law books I give him. Maybe his destiny is to become an artist, not a lawyer. Mother likes to hear me playing, and there is nothing more boring than law. See, he would rather let his career rely on the humors of the people. There are many ways to rescue France. Believe me, our country desperately needs something to ennoble it. The power is in the hands of simple, illiterate people. Let him rescue their souls with music. That is better than bowing laws and clauses. See what you are doing? You are spoiling my child. I do not have my own children to spoil, so I am focusing on yours. Speaking of which... Oh, no, 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 no. You attended the parade in memory of the lynched official. That upsets them. Because I wasn't home, is that... Not off to a good start with the family.
That is our new symbol of freedom. You can still smell the fresh wood.
Do you feel free looking at it?
Individuals like us do not need symbols, but France does. Did you hear the news of the day? People are running around like headless chickens and yelling about Louis and his entourage escaping Paris.
So, we will not be enjoying the aroma of fresh wood for long.
Monuments like that are not installed solely for the purpose of punishing thieves or lesser aristocrats.
Do you think it wants to taste royal blood?
Louis's flight was a stupid move, yet it seems it was planned. One of us will sacrifice him. That is, if they catch him.
Is that why Louis visited us at the court? To manipulate us?
Maybe deep in his heart he felt what the builders of the guillotine did. That someone has to be exposed as a traitor, even if there is none.
Okay. Welcome, Citizen Fidel. My name is Antoine Quentin Fouquier de Tinville. I am the public prosecutor that has been assigned to assist at every tribunal trial, starting from today. I should warn you that I am uncompromising, although I hope we quickly find common ground. In happier news, the construction of the guillotine has been finished. We may begin using it today. Yes, we have seen it. The king is gone! Treason! Anyone with information about his whereabouts should immediately disclose it to the authorities. Robespierre. +3 influence points. Saint is just lying. Any more people? Not yet. Death penalty for the common folk. Revolutionaries want neither. During one of the regular disputes at the cafe, the Saint just magically suggests all judges are corrupt of the ancient regime. Unfortunately, he chose to use you as an example again. Revolutionaries and common folk. News. There's no news today. Okay. 1, 2. Compiled fraud, price speculation, and bribery. In the dock is Lucien Blanchet, a resident of the section des Graveliers, Rue Messel. Citizen Blanchet owns several grocery stalls. We have received multiple complaints regarding his unfair trading practices, such as selling spoiled fruit, price speculation, and the violation of legal price limits. Mr. Blanchet has denied all accusations, but my investigation at his stalls revealed at least some of the complaints to be justified. He claimed that the prices were inflated due to employee mistakes and that spoiled produce was just about to be disposed of on the day of the inspection. It must be noted that when the inspectors pointed out his transgressions, Blanchet scolded his employees. It must be noted when the inspectors pointed out he scolded his employees and readily set about restoring order at his stall. A young merchant and staunch supporter of Lucien is a supporter of the Jacobins. He has connections with Marat and Robespierre, or so he claims. So far, he has managed to get away with all his shady dealings, so there may be some truth to his boasting. Witness 1 says, he sold me rotten apples. He put fresh ones on top so I wouldn't notice. Witness 2 says, my husband couldn't stop retching for 2 days after eating celery he brought from that swindler. I bought carrots from him myself. Please introduce yourself. Lucien Blanchet. Occupation. Currently merchant. Temporarily a prisoner. You stand accused of price speculation, breaking legal price limits, and selling produce unfit for consumption. Is that all? I ask the court to deliberate poisoning of Parisian citizens to the list of charges. Poisoning? Stale vegetables never killed anyone. So you admit to the other charges? I am an honest entrepreneur, and my business will not be harmed by such allegations. The common folk want him dead, the revolutionaries want him free. Revolutionaries are not getting happy with me. Okay, question time. There's a trap. Let's talk about customer complaints. That's not evidence, really? Okay. The defendant's connections would be personality. Violation of legal price limits. Accusation. That isn't an accusation. What do you mean? He's accused of... He's accused of poisoning customers. I'm gonna fail this one. I think the spoiled apples is the trap. I think it's these three. Customer complaints. No? What is customer complaints? Accusation. Okay. Extenuating circumstances. I messed up again. Okay. Oh dear, this is a bad one. Oh boy. Could you explain why there have been so many complaints about your business over the years? And yet this is the first time you've been brought to justice? Maybe it is because most of those complaints have been nothing but nonsensical claims from jealous loafers? Are you so convinced that Marat and Robespierre will protect you? I am convinced that the law will protect me. Justice is on my side. What do you mean? The law is supposed to protect the innocent. It should be on the side of those who are wronged by. Spare us the speech. This is not a session of the Natural Convention. Did anyone understand any of that? Forgive me, my soul cries out for justice, and so the statesmen you mentioned, Marat and Robespierre, will not have to deliver justice on my behalf. Did you know produce makes your customers sick? If anyone can prove that my produce was at fault, I will gladly cover the cost of their treatment, or their funeral. They only need come forward. Try eating that muck yourself, and you'll have your evidence. Let me remind you that witness testimonies will be taken into account. He was selling people shit, not food. Testimonies of jaundiced people will do anything to hamper a wealthier man's work. Worthy evidence indeed. Do you admit to selling produce? That has already been established by the inspectors. There is no need to go over the matter again. Answer the question. Yes and no. Yes, because I admit that such things have been reported at the stalls. No, because it was not my fault. Whose fault was it, then? I cannot be held accountable for nature not creating all apples equal. Apples are not citizens of France. But you are the owner of the business, and you can be held accountable for the produce that you sell. I have never forced anyone to buy anything from me. So your customers consciously purchase spoiled food. They will buy carrots as black as coal if you lower the price by a few francs, but they still expect them to taste as though they were fresh out of the ground. He's insulting the people! Throw the scoundrel in chains! Well, that's really all I can do. We'll put him in jail. Prison. So that would change it. Okay. We'll do prison. Did the defendant confess to the crime? No. What are the defendant's confirmed political affiliations? Jacobin follower. What was the defendant's attitude towards the fines issued? Oh, I can't check. I don't remember. The subject was not mentioned during the interrogation. Yeah, it wasn't mentioned, so how would I know? I sentence Citizen Lucien Blanchin to prison. Lead the condemned out. Let's see how fresh he stays behind bars. I have friends in high places. I will be set free in a matter of days. You, on the other hand... I'm getting close to badness. I'm getting close to badness. 2 out of 3. I didn't know. We didn't talk about it. The common folk love me. The revolutionaries do not. Due to the establishment of a revolutionary tribunal, we need to prepare an official stamp. I was told to ask you, citizen, because President Devoyer is indisposed. How much did he drink? He was not able to say. Shall we? Oh, I get to make the stamp? That's cool. Is there a lion? You know I gotta check. I saw the lion. I just want to, like, see if there's anything to the left of the crow. Nope. Okay. Lion it is. Emblem. Oh, wait, no, we just... Top decoration. Okay, this really probably doesn't matter too much, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Let's get the thing that I can't think of the name of. And the base will be... connected like that. The bottom will be... yep, on each side. Thank you for your time. I know it's late. The stamp should be ready tomorrow. Good night. Good night. Viola Concerto. Bernard needs to learn how to deal with stage fright. If he wants, you will have to endure in a racket. Oh, it tells you what they all do. That's cool. Yeah. Do that one. Wow, he really hated that. That's crazy. He really hated that. Bernard needs to learn how to deal with stage fright. You will have to endure an hour of racket. All that, I literally, like, the 3 events that I did made my dad happy, and then one... Tragically, we are losing control of the streets. People feel betrayed by the king, and some believe him to be a spy trying to elude justice. Special means are recommended when suppressing unrest. We only need an opinion from the judges to make sure we are working legally. In other words, you need their blessing to shoot at protesters. People can't control their emotions and are hurting other citizens as a result. Look at the windows. Next time they might do something worse than just throw rocks. It pains us to see growing unrest in the streets of Paris. Commander-in-Chief Burel has informed us the Guard is no longer able to control the situation through peaceful means. It is recommended that he be allowed to use more immediate methods to protect the innocent civilians, but would like to know the Tribunal's opinion on the matter. I approve of National Guard's use of force against ruffians ruining the capital. Ooh, this is gonna be a big decision. I don't know. I'm going to... The Guard is tasked with protecting innocents from those who are unable to control their behavior. I approve of greater freedom. The authorities should not use force against the people. If it has to, it is already lost. I do not approve of this decree. I'm going to allow them to. The revolutionaries are going to hate me even more, but it is what it is. It's locked in. Stamp it. Let's hope it's not too late to stop this madness. This is an interesting euphemism for musket fire. I know. The mob wanted to act as both judge and jury and hang people from the street. Poor Pockard was almost hanged. Pockard? Claude Pockard? Exactly, the beloved tutor of your Frederick. You had to dismiss him after the incident with the oath of the clergy, did you not? Yes, Frederick tells me from time to time that he misses his teacher. What are you doing? The trial's about to begin. It's about Monsieur Pockard. News travels fast. He has been accused of counter-revolutionary activities. You know him. It can't be true. It's not so simple. Leave before somebody hears us. Papa, please. Go home. Think about the family. For once at least. Papa. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to decide if he's innocent or not. Remember the time your wife haggled at the market with that bald trader? He started telling anyone that would listen, you are a Scrooge and a bore. You, not your wife. The joys of marriage. Wonder how bad I'm doing with this. I haven't used my influence at all. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to. Everyone's guilty until proven innocent. Hi, Anna. I'm doing stuff. Sentenced to banana. How are you? Common folk. Oh my gosh. The common folk want penalty. The revolutionaries want prison. And my family wants him innocent. Oh, this is so bad. Okay. Oh no. I win. I lose. And okay. Clo Packard, a 26-year-old Viker and tutor. He's accused of counter-revolution and treason. Son of a cobbler, believes in Enlightenment ideals. After refusing to adjure the civil constitution of clergy, he was removed from his parish, prohibited from carrying out his duties, and sentenced to banishment. Despite this, he stayed in Paris and continued to work as a tutor, which he started before 1789. Pretty good, after a needed break. Yeah, I saw you say something in your Discord a little bit ago. I hope you've been taking it easy and relaxing. I'm doing good. I started my job this week, getting back into those motions. It's not too bad though, you know. Gotta get paid, gotta have a life. But I'm glad I can not be totally burnt out and still have time for gaming. Thank you, yeah, but we're trying out this game. I really like Papers, Please, and so when I saw this game and I was offered a key for it, I was like, I have to try it. I'll probably play it again. I think I'm going to lose soon, and I'm only on Act 1, Day 4, but that's okay. We'll see how it goes. Packard was captured in the streets by a fortuitous circumstance. A guard officer present during his trial a few months ago recognized him and didn't hesitate to act. Following an investigation, Packard was accused of spying and spreading counter-revolutionary propaganda in order to prepare a foreign intervention that would end the revolution. Correspondence with Archbishop Jean de Barthil was found in a room Packard had been renting from Mary Gimmon. In it, the clergyman asked for information about the unrest and the supporters of the monarchy in hiding. Riches were also found, a golden chalice and a reliquary. Moreover, the director of one of the orphanages, Claude Todden, testified the tutor would question the law of the revolution in front of the students, stating it was less important than the laws hinted by God. Evidence, a letter to... Okay. Let him identify himself. Please introduce yourself. Monsieur le Juge, you know me. State your personal information or there will be consequences. Claude Packard, Monsieur le Judge. You stand accused of spying for the counter-revolutionaries and criticizing the existing order. Do you admit to these crimes? I am innocent. The accusation is exaggerated and comes from the ill will of the accusers, suggesting that the revolutionary government is acting in ill will, typical of a priest. So the way it works is I have to use all this evidence to ask questions, and I only get 3 strikes, and if I mess up, then I don't get to ask any more questions. It's really tough. I'm not good. Okay. Spreading propaganda. Counter-revolution. Church riches. Tutor. Banishment. Course of events. Yes. Just feel your inner Phoenix Wright, and then you haven't played it. See, I love Phoenix Wright. I only played the first one. The thing I love Phoenix Wright, amazing games, but my issue is when you're in the court system and it's like, what can I use to what object or statement can I use? And I'm like, oh, this proves this. And it's like, well, actually, that does the opposite. Try again harder, Mr. Wright. And I'm like, it literally makes sense. I say this to Novita and Rio every time, and they laugh. You have to have the best. And sometimes I don't... Sorry, I'm getting worked up. I can present... I'm like, 2 + 2 = 4. And the judge goes, I don't see how that's relevant, Mr. Wright. 2 plus 2 is not 4. And I'm just like... And then you have Edgeworth. It's, ugh. But I do like the games. But I've only played the first one when his tutor or whatever was... And I think the last court one, I don't remember. The last case in that one was what? Edgeworth was, isn't the right time to use it right? Try again later. Yeah, I'm like, it makes perfect sense right now. But yeah, you have to, like, use the letters and then tie it to one of these. Okay. You are accused of spying and spreading... Okay, so he's accused of spying... Espionage, you're accused of that. And spreading propaganda. You were a priest. No. It's your personality. You tutored. And church riches. All questions unlocked. Sweet. Okay. What do you teach? The caregivers in orphanages only pay for reading and writing lessons. So why did the accused teach children that God's law stands above that of the Republic? You spread superstition and counter-revolutionary propaganda. This is a misunderstanding. The children I teach are unable to understand such complicated matters. The accused's explanation further incriminates him. If they are unable to understand the topic, why would he even discuss it at all? The church spreads ignorance and takes our money. I was only answering questions from the director of the orphanage in Gobheims. I said that God's law stood above my banishment. If it's God's law that prohibits me from leaving the country, I have a duty to help those in need. Okay, so no effect on that question. Why did the accused stay in France despite being banished? Why did the accused continue teaching instead of leaving France? My duty is to help others. If I am unable to help as a priest, I want to at least share some of my knowledge. Your knowledge is Catholic propaganda. I prefer the term Catholic values. But yeah, how are things with you, Anna? I hope your break's been relaxing. I believe you said you're still graduating this the end of year, correct? I feel like this the last like 2 or 3 months, I don't know if it's just me, the last 2 or 3 months went by really fast, probably because I moved and I'm starting this job. The accused travels extensively around the Paris department. To what end? I teach wherever I can find students. Doing that requires time and effort, I admit. Is that why you received gold from your fellow conspirators abroad? He travels around France to spy on people. The only money I see comes from my students' caregivers. It's not at all immodest. So where did the riches come from? Found in your room. They were liturgical accoutrements. I saved them from the plunder of the church in Compans. I would rather go hungry than sell them. Fanatic! Thief! Peddler of superstition! What information did the accused manage to convey to Archbishop de Bretteville? None. I have no connection with the Archbishop. Why would he be interested in a parish priest's help? What about your letter? We have it from our files. You received instructions from the Archbishop. Pope's dog! Behead the traitor! It is a simple letter, not instructions, and it is not from the Archbishop, but from my parish priest in Compans, Jean-Assin Sareto. Where is he now? I know only he planned to leave for Switzerland. He may have changed his mind. That is why I never thought to respond to the letter. What a coincidence. Archbishop de Berto currently resides in Switzerland. It is indeed a coincidence. Many clergymen reside in Switzerland. Who believes that? No, I messed up and got him jail. Summon the witness, Marie Gimmet. Citizen, what is your name? Marie Gimmet, Monsieur le Juge. I don't know which of these would actually hurt him. Did the accused maintain extensive correspondence? Meaning, did he receive many letters? I don't remember any letters with his name. Perhaps he has a rich social life. Did he entertain many guests? I don't remember anybody visiting him at all. He was there most of the time. He wasn't there most of the time. He just used the room to sleep. Where would he go? I don't ask about my guests about things like that. Did he ever criticize the revolution and its accomplishments? Did he pay rent on time? Sometimes I had to threaten to kick him out, but eventually he would always pay. So the accused did not strike you as a person who has a substantial amount of money to operate with or spend freely? No, he lived like a poor man. I mean, a normal fellow would never get rich from teaching. Okay, I'm sticking with this to be innocent. For my family. I'm probably going to get in a lot of trouble for this, but it's okay. Verdict. Oh my lord, I'm so close to getting in trouble. What were the traders whom the defendant was corresponding with? What were the traders whom the defendant located? Switzerland. When and where did the defendant corrupt the people of Paris? Reading and writing lessons in the orphanage. How much did he earn? 3 francs per month. The judgment for Claude Picard is not guilty. Take the defendant away. Are you mad? You should both be killed. How can you set an agent of the Pope free? Reputation +1, influence +1. Uh-oh. I have the risk of being removed from office. Dear. I'm scared I'm about to get lost. But my family will be happy with me. A hanged man. Who is it? Traitor. Do I know who that is? That's not Louis, is it? I think it just looks like him.
One fool spewed out one word too many. The other fired a musket. They fought for freedom. Each for their own. That man. Hard to forget. He asked me if I'd seen his wife. He found his son. The freedom we borrowed from the wealthy and the noble. We believed it was worth the price. He was judged by people long devoid of their freedom. The only things they knew were dust and sweat, and anger.
We made a nice profit. There was a chance of prosperity. Why would the Renard family want to take over your shop, Grandpapa? For profit and power. It's always the same and no different in these times. Today is about equality, so that not only the aristocrats can live with dignity, Grow up, boy. I saw the truth when they attempted to sentence my son, your uncle, to death. It suddenly dawned on me that the only thing that mattered were the power I never had and the connections I never cared for. You wanted to be righteous while the injustice spread like a plague. You should not be sorry about that. I am not, but I would rather your brother lived so that I still had 2 sons. You have a brother, Daddy? Where is he? Was up and down, but getting better. Feels like it's kind of calmer since you had to step back and break. Nice. Yeah, you always... I mean, the streams were enjoyable, but you did go pretty hard. Felt like yesterday was summer. I know, it's so fast. It's already November. It was just I feel like I just had my birthday, but it was 3 months ago. He died a long time ago, before you were born. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year! Why did he die? Oh, I love that song. November 1st, I was there. It's time! So good. Do not talk so much while eating. Your uncle went to war and died in battle. Your generation will soon realize the extent of the damage we inflicted upon the world. In the past, decent people like Picard never had to worry about courts or tribunals, but now... Did you ever consider the possibility that Picard was guilty? No, not Mr. Picard. He was no guiltier than any of us. Son, keep an eye on the Renards. Be sure to say that to Rio. He'll totally love it. You didn't hear it from you. Got it. You signed off on the use of deadly force against protesters. Your family's not all that keen on talking to you tonight. Oh, brother. The French Revolution wasn't good in any way. Both sides were awful. My family and... Oh, no. Oh dear, what have I done? Give me an event to do good! Elliot and Roland. A courtesan known in every nook of Paris that is worth mentioning. A lady of leisure born in Scotland and living in Paris as an alleged spy for the English. In order to survive, she has been forced to master diplomacy like one of the deputies of the National Convention. There's no doubt her profession has helped her establish relationships. It is unofficially said that if an aristocrat wants to escape from Paris, then Grace Elliot is the one to speak to. Roland is the Minister of Internal Affairs. Thanks to his resourceful wife, who controls his career from the shadows, he has gained a position in the government and become a prominent member of the Girondins. He does not hide his support of the monarchy, maintaining it will create balance between a bloody revolution and the tradition that unites all French generations. In the dock, treason and corruption. In the dock sits Matthew Borrell, the former commander-in-chief of the National Guard. The defendant stands accused of causing the death of 34 people who took part in a demonstration against monarchic authority. Around 3 p.m., 2 spontaneous groups of protesters stumbled upon each other into the streets, leading to Place Vendôme. A quarrel broke out between the supporters and opponents of Citizen Capet, with both sides engaged in a heated argument. None of the involved parties managed to gain the upper hand, and they quickly resorted to name-calling and public threats. Soon after, a National Guard detachment led by the defendant arrived on the scene. According to eyewitness testimony of Blaise Fawcett, commander-in-chief, Matthew Borrell stood himself between the two groups alone and attempted to talk sense into them. He was quickly shouted by the protesters. A few of them vocally accused the commander-in-chief of violating their freedom of speech. A rock flew over Borrell's head. He then walked up to the regiment that until this point had stood away from the crowds. The commander-in-chief ordered them to load their muskets and aim at the protesters. He shouted to the mob that they should leave, which the people of France, of course, ignored. Then, as Fawcett testified, another rock barely missed his head. This time it managed to hit one of the shoulders in the chest, leaving him breathless for a moment. Burrell ordered the troops to fire. Bullets reached 34 people in total on both sides of the protest. During his arrest, Burrell tried to explain that he had the tribunal's opinion, which stated he could use force if needed. He tried to defend himself with similar opinions from the convention. Prosecutor Tinville did not care for such explanations, and his fiery speech convinced the deputies to dismiss him. Now he's trying to convince the judge to impose an additional punishment. The defendant may introduce himself. We all know who this villain is. Matthew Burrell, Commander-in-Chief of the National Guard, and... Shut up already! Let us proceed directly to the testimony. I think I'm going to put him in prison. I'm going to try to do that. Causing death is what he's accused of. Is his defense. Order to load muskets. Protesters. Protesters is course of events. Caught in a trap! Oh no! Crowd's fervor is nope. I'm gonna be a nerd and reload. I don't even know if that's gonna work, but I'm gonna be a nerd and do it because I'm a little ashamed of myself for falling for that trap. You know, call me a nerd if you'd like, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be a nerd. I won't do it every time, but I'm gonna do it that time. Here's a stand of accusing. Load muskets, course of events. Is crowd's fervor extenuating circumstances? Okay. I keep mixing up extenuating circumstances and course of events. Okay, let's read what else we have. He ordered them to load. This time it managed to hit one of the soldiers in the chest. Injured soldier is a course of event. No, it literally is. Defense? Okay, it was a defense. Okay. Violating freedom of speech. Accused of that. Commander-in-Chief's dismissal. Prosecutor did not care for such explanations and his fight convinced the deputies to dismiss him. Okay, so we have the dismissal. The protesters are a trap. Commander-in-Chief's recklessness. Personality. His dismissal is course of events. So this is an accusation. Okay. Is the condemned aware of the severity of the charges? You understand that 34 citizens were killed. Those that were killed were aggressors who dared to attack a soldier. All 34 of them. No, but he was hit by a rock thrown by a single person, but before that, another rock flew over my head. I had reason to believe that the mob would become violent. That's exactly why you were sent there, to prevent violence. And I did. Several people died, but the rest of the citizens are safe. The Commander-in-Chief's a real piece of work. He's not Commander-in-Chief anymore. Still a bastard, though. Did the accused not think that the order to load muskets may have been issued too early? Why? Because it could have further aggravated the crowd that was already outraged? The people of Paris have an ugly history of impaling heads on spikes. I had a sizable mob before me, but that was quite obviously ready to attack us at any moment. No, the order was not issued too early. More than that, we should have started shooting as soon as we arrived, instead of wasting our time trying to calm them down. So you believe in brute force rather than diplomacy. If diplomacy had any chance of success in this situation, deputies of the convention would have been sent instead of the guard, yet not one of them decided to show up. I wonder why. What words did you use when addressing the crowd? I asked for them for a moment of silence, then they were quiet while they were fighting. That's when the peace ended and both sides started throwing accusations. Maybe you shouldn't have intervened. Maybe you only agitated the crowd more. How? By asking for a moment of silence? Did you say anything else? I was trying to shout over the crowd. Someone accused me of being a spy, trying to silence them and suppress their freedom of speech. Was that your aim? My aim was to prevent bloodshed. As you can see, it was impossible. How was one of your soldiers injured? He was hit in the chest with a rock. He fell and for a moment could not catch his breath. Did you try to calm the crowd after the incident? Prosecutor, you must be joking. Why do you say that? They wanted blood, their own or ours. It did not matter, they just wanted it spilled. And you gave them what they wanted? I had good reason and a document in my hand. I was also responsible for the lives of my subordinates. You chose to take people's lives. Did that document come from God? During your arrest, you said officials' documents were issued by... Monsieur le Judge, may I interrupt? That line of defense is pure nonsense. Why is that? I brought the document myself to be signed by this judge. He signed it. He gave me the right to use force in the case of immediate danger from protesters. You killed 34 people! Would you rather there were hundreds of dead soldiers and protesters with the rest of them still fighting each other? I had good reason to use force, and the fact that I am standing here accused only confirms that the judge present here and the deputies of the convention are merely looking for a scapegoat. Nonsense, the convention would never. Here is the document signed by Judge Alex Fideli and the head of the tribunal, Raymond Devoy. 2 judges confirmed my right to use weapons. It was a recommendation for the convention so they could write up such law. And I recommend that you release me and sentence these judges to death instead. He's right, you know. Summon the witness. Please introduce yourself. Blaise Fawcett, Monsieur le Judge. I'm a simple blacksmith. Citizen, do you confirm being a witness of the events that are our gathering today? I was a witness. I mean, I was there. I saw everything, and want to talk about it. I really do. Please tell us if you saw exactly how the accused acted. Yes, of course. That's why I'm here. I saw it. The captain. He's a captain, right? Go on. He stood yelling between the people and started yelling at them. If someone came up to him, he pushed them away and made threats, shaking his fists. But I think he meant well. Why do you think that? I don't know, just a feeling I had. What did the accused do when the first bodies fell? Oh, he wasn't very nice. Not nice at all. Can you be a bit more precise? He told his people to leave and then spat in the direction of the crowds and the bodies there. I'm gonna put him to... They would be less upset if I found him... What? Okay, the common folk want death. But they would be more sad if he went to prison than he was let go? That makes no sense. I'm going to send him to prison, though. I don't think he should be killed, because I think he did try to do the right thing, but he abused his powers. Location. Leading to the Palace Vendôme. What was the first thing the commander asked the crowd? Silence. Is the defendant a monarchist? He did not make a specific request. What was the reason for the commander's resignation? Espionage. I guess I'm just taking guesses on those. I hereby sentence Matthew Birrell to prison. May the convict ponder his actions. He murdered so many, and what? That's it? The lives of 34 men mean less to you than that of the former commander-in-chief? Oh, I got one right. 3 out of 4. Reputation +1 plus an influence +1. My family's not going to be too happy. He's not dead, he's just imprisoned. Oh, this is so stressful, man. There can be no more. He's ours. There can be no more demeaning experience for Revolutionary Paris than the escape of Citizen Capet. He escaped, slipped right through their hands, and the revolution now seems feeble and weak. The people resemble a child that could easily be duped by anyone. However, the Republic quickly composed itself thanks to a postmaster and his people, who were able to catch the fugitives escaping to Montmedy. Ordinary citizens led to the fall of a monarch. You will have a chance to serve the Republic as well, for Citizen Capet will face the tribunal tomorrow. You will choose how he will be remembered, as a traitor and a coward, or as an unlucky statesman. If it were for the prison guards to decide, there could only be one outcome. Allow the guards to rough him up in prison. He slipped right through their hands, and the revolution seems feeble and weak. The people resemble a child that could be duped by anyone. The public quickly thinks that who are able to catch escaping ordinary citizens led to the fall of a monarch. You will have the chance to serve the Republic as well. Citizen Capet will face the tribunal tomorrow. Leave him alone. We're not gonna savage somebody in there. Oh, he was upset with me. You're also upset with me. You're also upset with me. Timmy doesn't care. Evening stroll. Let's do another concert. Let's do another concert. Go up. My little boy loves me. Yes. Who cares if my dad hates me, you know? It's okay. Bad relationship with father. Poor papa. Maman. Something has gone very wrong. You must realize that. Oh dear, we are very low for both. Haha. Someone is taking care of your reputation behind the scenes. Who could this mysterious admirer be? What is my reputation? Where do I see that? Notebook? My reputation's -5. I don't think I'm really doing that good. I've yet to do a death penalty. People are anxious. Okay, let's read first. He is counter-revolution, treason, fraud, advocating monarchy and neglect of duty. Compatriots! Citizen Capet, previously known as King Louis XVI of France, must be punished for conspiring against the people of France. Louis Capet tried to defend his absolute authority by plotting against the National Constituent Assembly and the people of France. We all remember July of 1789. He gathered an army, 15 foreigns, and ordered them to surround Paris. Soldiers led by Baron de Bresson were to capture deputies and shoot at citizens defending the reforms, and so they did. The Royal German Regiment drew first blood. After the plot failed, Louis Capet tried to flee the country with his family and scheme with foreign monarchs abroad. It is not the reason he took flight from the Tuileries one night in June of 1791 using someone else's passport. Was he not headed to Montmedy, where his loyal armies were stationed, ready to take him to Austria? If it were not for Postmaster Duret, the scheme could have ended tragically for us. Louis Capet will never abandon the thoughts of suppressing the revolution by force. Before the events of 1792, he gave orders for the Swiss Guard station in the Tuileries to be doubled. He conducted a public muster in front of horrified citizens. The people had no choice. They had to act before Capet attacked. Citizens of Paris who tried to stop the madness were shot at, even after Capet's escape to National Assembly. Evidence. An order issued by Marshal... Okay. Louis Capet, I hereby open your trial. Answer the questions when asked. Capet is the name of one of my ancestors. My name is Louis Auguste de Bourbon. That may have been your name before you raised your hand against the people you had sworn to defend. As a king, I have never done a thing against my people. I loved them, and I still do. Objection! There was evidence of Louis Capet's treason against the people of France. He should be tried as a foreigner and enemy, not as a citizen of the Republic. Questioning the defendant will stir the impatient audience. Once angered, the people may even start a riot. Oh dear. I can make 2 mistakes. He gathered an army. That's an accusation. There's got to be. Gathered armed forces. That's literally an accusation! Method. Okay. He is accused of neglect of duty, fraud, treason, counter-revolution. I am so sick of this game. Not really, it's good. I'm just bad at it. Postmaster Duret is a witness. No. Yes, he is. He's accused of suppressing the revolution. My lord, should any reason appear, shoot the rebels without hesitation, just as His Majesty ordered. Have no mercy, shall they have none. Oh, God. Surrounding the city of Paris is a method. Doubling the size of a guard is the method. Tried to defend his absolute authority by plotting. He gathered an army. They had to act before the citizens who tried to stop madness were shot at. Shooting civilians. Accuse. Suppressing the revolution. I still have 4 questions. Is that not the reason he took flight and using... Okay, motive is the... Fake passport is motive. Fake passport is method. I have 3 questions left. Suppressing the revolution is motive. International plot. And defending his authority. Accusation and motive. Tried to defend. Tried to defend. Okay. International plot. Oh, that was actually a tough one. Holy. Okay. Has the accused ever considered Paris and its citizens to be his enemies? Absolutely not. I ask that you explain the question. How can you deny it if you do not understand the question? Your armies surround Paris. Is that not what you do to your enemies? My soldiers were only there to ensure public order while the National Assembly was in session. Adequate forces were already present in Paris. Was that not enough? Silence. Did the accused strive to abolish the National Constituent Assembly? I would not convoke the Estates General for the first time in generations and then acknowledge the National Assembly to act against it in all required reforms. Then why would you call in armed forces after the National Assembly's transformation into the National Constituent Assembly? My ministers pressed me to ensure my people's safety. That is a bold statement considering how many of your people were killed during the unrest in July. That pains me greatly, but the only person responsible for that is Baron de Benceval. Objection! De Benceval carried out Capet's orders. What did the accused plan to do with the constituents' deputies? Nothing. The assembly that I joined on 27th June 1789 granted immunity to its members, and I intended to respect that. And yet you ordered your soldiers to seize and imprison the deputies and perhaps even execute them. Nonsense. There is no evidence of that. My enemies spread rumors to get rid of me. We don't need evidence against a coward who runs from his own people. Who gave the order to shoot citizens? Who issued the order to fire as citizens? Defending the National Constituent Assembly. Either Marshal de Broglie or Baron de Benceval. The one responsible should be the one standing here, as he was not authorized to issue such orders. Really, not according to this document. It was signed by the Marshal. Marshal de Broglie went too far and lied to us all. I swear on my crown I did not issue that order. De Broglie is a sworn monarchist and was given an army to suppress the revolution. Would he work on his own without Capet's blessing? People do stupid things. Who was responsible for the delivery of the passport? Who was responsible for the delivery of the passport of the man called Penet? My butler. I ordered him to prepare all the formalities regarding travel to Montemedi. The city hall has not received any submissions from your butler. I do not know what to say. Monsieur le Juge, Louis Capet's butler was seen at the Austrian embassy. They surely took care of all the documents for the defectors. Monsieur Tinville, that is mere hearsay. Who said such a thing? Bring him here so he may repeat it. There is no need. That is hard evidence, especially in the light of what the accused has told us. Who helped you suppress the revolution? Frederick William II, Francis II, Catherine II, or maybe your relative Charles IV? Justice awaits them as well. Nonsense. All of it. My only desire to take my family out of Paris is I did not wish for them to suffer house arrest. We all know the European monarchs despise our ideals of freedom, equality, and brotherhood. Am I to understand that you tried to prepare a joint military intervention? I deny any such accusation. There is no evidence for such outrageous claims. I would never turn against my beloved France. Liar! He'd sell his own mother, never mind his own country. People are aggressive. Was the accused planning to reclaim his authority in Paris and establish an absolute monarchy? Why would I do that? According to constitutional law, I was still the king. Then why did you raise a number of troops in the Tuileries? I feared for my family's life. It is not a mystery the citizens of Paris were incited to seize the palace and capture us, especially as it was Mr. Danton's goal. It is clear, then, that the Guard were organized against the citizens of Paris, many of whom did fall in the Tuileries. Against violence and disorder, Mr. Tinville, not against my people. Call in the witness, Jean Darot. Please introduce yourself. Jean Darot, postmaster of Saint-Manihold, Monsieur le Juge. Did the accused, Louis Capet, introduce himself to the witness with his full name? No, he didn't introduce himself at all. He only produced someone else's documents. So he tried to hide his identity. You could say so. I used the name from the documents after he showed them to me. He never objected. Then how did you learn of his true identity? By the image of the paper assignation. Then a messenger from General Lafayette confirmed my suspicions. I ran as fast as I could to Varennes to inform the authorities. Did the accused tell anyone the destination of his journey? He asked for the way to Montmedy. I told him to go through Varnes and Argonne and warned the coachman to be careful. The road is difficult there. Would the accused like to comment on this testimony? It confirms I had no intention of escaping. I was merely traveling. It is the right of any free citizen. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I'm gonna regret this. Monsieur le Judge, the crowd in front of the building is enraged. There may soon be a massacre. A rumor is spread about hidden evidence of Citizen Capet's treason. People have gone mad. What evidence? I will go to them. I would ask you all stay in your seats until I return.
People, what vexes you? Why are you so angry?
The king lied to us! That coward ran from us! He'll surely run from justice as well! We found proof of the king's treachery in his secret iron cabinet!
Before attempting persuasion, you may explore different approaches to all the topics of the conversation. After employing every kind of emotion, you will receive an evaluation on your choices. Each attitude comes with a set of emotions that can have a positive and negative impact. Learn their effects to manipulate the people of Paris in any way you please. The higher the reputation, the more you know about the other speaker's attitudes. You can also obtain this information by spending influence points. Citizen Capet shall not escape justice. The evidence will be examined. Believe in me. A perfect argument, a strong argument. A perfect argument. I'm gonna do that. Can I not? I thought it... Hold on. I can't click others? Oh. What was the whole point of that explanation unless I just missed it? Citizen Capet shall not... Oh.
The king has been imprisoned. He will not escape a second time. If he tries, I will kill him with my own bare hands. Any treachery committed against France will be punished with death. We shall examine new evidence, and if the rumors turn out to be true, I assure you that I shall behead this traitor myself.
Humility.
I know that you might be angry, but you have chosen your representatives to protect you. Believe in me.
The crowd is intrigued, which gives me 2 reputation, 2 influence, and common folks' endorsement. That's good. It is true. Evidence of Capet's guilt has been found. Really? Would the defendant like to explain why he concealed his secure iron cabinet and the documents hidden within from the convention? I had nothing from the convention. No one asked me about the existence of such things. You kept your correspondence well hidden under lock and key. It can only be retrieved with the assistance of a master locksmith. Any affluent Parisian has a lockable cabinet. I, for one, am keenly interested in locksmithing. Compatriots, Citizen Capet known must be punished for conspiring against the people of France. Speech for the prosecution by Antoine Quinet. Louis tried to defend his absolute authority by plotting against the national and the people, gathered an army, Captured Shoot. After the plot, he tried to flee the country with his family. Didn't we already read this? Was he not? Yeah, we already read this. Instructions by Minister. Your Grace, soon we will come to your Majesty's rescue. However, for the time being, I implore your Majesty to muster local troops that remain loyal. I shall issue a warning to your Majesty's subjects that any and all who dare raise a hand would suffer. My armies await Duke of Brunswick, Charles William. Okay, move that there. We trust with God's grace and help, His Majesty will soon arrive at the imperial borders for us to grant His Majesty as well as our beloved sister's safety and to potentially take the steps necessary to re-establish the natural European order within the borders of France. His Imperial Majesty, the Holy Roman Emperor, King of Hungary, Bohemia, Croatia, Dalmatia, Slovenia, Galicia, Lamandra, Leopold II. Deputies of the so-called National Assembly are to be carefully questioned, and if any of them should display common sense and cease to support the Assembly, reward him with a high allowance and forward His Majesty's thanks. So we have new questions. Letter from the Emperor. Letter from the Duke. Minister's order. Attempted escape. Course of events. Suppressing the revolution. Counter-revolution. Minister's order. Method. All questions unlocked. You were aware of the plans of the Emperor and the Duke of Brunswick. Why did you not warn the National Assembly and the army? He's silent. You need to speak up. I did not deem their threat serious. That reeks of treason. Allow me to quote, "My armies awaits my orders." Does that not sound like a serious threat? Prince Charles is impetuous, but I never once thought he would dare attack France. Did the accused intend to lead the Emperor's forces to France? I certainly did not. In the letter, the Emperor was quite clear about his intentions to return order to France. I did not know about the plans of Emperor Leopold, but I do know that I would never allow anyone to spill French blood. But you must admit that such an offer from an enemy government paints you in a bad light. Dear God, it is merely personal correspondence from my brother-in-law. It is not personal when the letters exchanged are by rulers and deal in matters of national security. Why would the Emperor mention shortly before they expected to see his family within his borders shortly before said journey? Mere coincidence. The Emperor simply feared for his life of his sister. It is no secret that the European monarchs have a view warped of the revolution. They see it as a weapon against monarchy. Was the presence of forces in Montenegro intended to escort the accused to Austria also a mere coincidence? I swear I had nothing to do with that. Yeah, we're just gonna lock it in. Death penalty. I wonder what would happen if I actually made him innocent. Because you can. You most certainly can make him innocent. The defendant confessed to his crime. No. According to the defendant, why did he write him letters? He was afraid of his sister. Why did he not warn? He did not consider the threat serious. Did Cabet explain his reasoning besides mission of corruption? Apparently he misspoke. I sentence Citizen Capet to death by guillotine. Take the convict away. Long live the people. Down with the tyrant. Reputation +6, reputation +1. We're definitely getting a cutscene for this, right?
Do they understand? Their excitement was stronger than the smell of the fresh wood the guillotine was made from.
First time the guillotine's used.
Do they know what's about to happen? Sheep that only now realize they used to have fangs and claws. One thought guides their clenched fists. To bow before the new, uncompromising idol with a shining steel crown. I too have felt their eyes on me, just like him. A silent assistant in this ritual of new faith. A random acolyte, scared, doubtful. Will not the old gods seek vengeance for this treachery? He abandoned them all too easily. I was unable to understand their screams. I only tasted the stench of their sweaty bodies. But I could hear one thing perfectly. Bring us the king.
Maybe I could win the heart of the crowd. Are you serious? Earn the favor of the crowd by delivering a speech or proceed directly to the execution. Remember, once you start your speech, there's no going back. An awkward or clumsy speech will earn you nothing but ridicule from the audience. Depending on your reputation, the crowd will be more or less aggressive. Let's speak. Crime. Withdrawn. Oversensitive. I don't know what that even means. Withdrawn. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. The crime. Manipulation. Defendant. Aggression. Revolution. Manipulation. Strong argument, weak argument. Okay. What if I just do manipulation, manipulation, manipulation? Manipulation. Anyone stepping outside the boundaries of revolutionary law has only themselves to blame. Only themselves. Give a round of applause for the play Killed for Nothing. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. I should have done manipulation. The reign of the previous rulers, whose goal was to intend to bring justice to the people, ends with their swift deaths. I should have done triple manipulation. I should have done triple manipulation. Oh, is it too late? It's too late. I die as an innocent man. I forgive my enemies. I should have done triple manipulation. I wanted to make fun of the king. For the revolution! I should have done... I made it. Pull the rope! I should have skipped straight to the execution or did triple manipulation. These people are so sheeped. I must be dreaming. Is that the map from the Muggler case? You stole evidence from the court? I did not steal it, only found a use for it. It will be more useful in your room than in the dusty drawers of the court archives. After all, this is a map by Turgot and should be treated with respect. What a lovely explanation. Consider it a gift. Now take it and try not to talk so much. You should be more concerned about the events with the king, because this whole situation just seems peculiar. As your superior, I should be the one judging Louis's case. I fail to understand why Robespierre asked for your assistance. You are jealous? Of course I'm jealous. It is an important moment in history, and people will be reading about it for decades to come. It seems there will be trouble. I have a feeling that someone is toying with my life, as though an unknown force were pushing me in utter chaos. Keep your eyes open. You came to the political world of the city from out of nowhere, and that means someone will have to step down to make room. Do you have to sound so defeated? My husband is a renowned person now. We should be happy about it. It is easier to shoot someone in the spotlight. He's happy with me. He's happy with me. Is she gonna be happy with me? Yeah, they're all a little happy. You don't really care. Work on the trial. Nope. Is it the same things every time? No, it is different. Demonstration. Take your sons to a pro-revolution demonstration. Let them see. Reading together. There's nothing like sitting with your family and a good book next to a warm fire. Oh, well, he doesn't care, but the other three will be happy about it. Maybe I can get him... Yeah, that's good. You hate reading that much? I got good graces with her. And with you. Day 7 of Liberty, Act 1. I really wish I did triple manipulation. I said it. I should have went with it. But the carelessness, I was like, I gotta make fun of the king. What a non-nerd. The people shrugged the invisible burden off their backs. The streets seemed more peaceful. Even the windows at the courthouse were soon replaced. Dear Citizen Fidel, I am writing to congratulate you on becoming a part of our country's history. Citizen Capet's trial is on everyone's lips. I would also like to discuss the important topic of appointing the new Commander-in-Chief who will replace Citizen Burrell. It is my honest belief that I am the best candidate. Should you give me your permission, I would like to pay you a visit this evening. Long live the Republic, Francis Henriette. Oh, yeah, once we do one hanging, they all just take over. That's how it goes. We held off the guillotine, but now everybody wants the guillotine. Good relationship with wife. Good relationship with the son, and I have a secret admirer. Pierre Daquin. The Marquis de Favres is a 46-year-old aristocrat, former soldier, and currently a political activist sympathizing with the monarchy. After he left the army, he married and started traveling across Europe with his wife. During that journey, he fulfilled himself politically and supported his wife. He returned to Paris in 1789 and took part in a conspiracy that was supposed to put an end to the revolution. De Favres showed poor judgment when he decided to confide in his former comrades who betrayed him and informed the authorities of the plan. De Favres is suspecting of playing a huge part in Citizen Capet's escape from France. The plotters asked him to take out a loan of 2 million francs, which would have covered all the expenses of Capet and his family's way out of France. If everything had gone according to plan, 30,000 soldiers would have entered the capital to kill 3 political leaders. Minister Jacques Necker, the mayor, Sylvian Bailey, and Commander-in-Chief, Francis Henriette. The next step was to block food supplies from entering the city. De Favres and his wife became detained and accused of plotting against the France and the revolution and will likely be sentenced to guillotine. The Count of Provence has denied having any connections with them. Evidence is a letter from Mr. Decolt. De Favres, where are your troops? From what direction will they enter Paris? I should like to be employed among them. Alrighty, sir. It's guessing game time. Where is the letter? That is evidence. Got that one out of the way. He is a former soldier. That's pivot. Please introduce yourself. I am Thomas de Maille, Marquis de Favres. Marquis de Favres, you have been accused of taking an active part in a plot against the people of France. I fail to understand how any of the deeds I am accused of would harm the people of France. You wanted to re-establish the fallen monarchy that brought us exploitation, hunger, and misery. That's right! We have strong evidence, testimonies of your officers clearly showing you wanted to abolish the revolution. Please tell me everything you have about that strong evidence against me. How brazen! Okay. Fallen soldier, that's his personality. $2 million francs. He supported sympathizing with the monarchy. Is that there? Counter-revolution. There's some traps here. Something about his wife. His personality? No. His motive. He took part in a conspiracy. He's accused of taking part of a conspiracy. Returning to Paris is a trap. I know that. He married and started traveling with his wife. That's not an accusation. That's just what? Motive? No, that's not counter-revolution. It's counter-revolution? How? Okay. 2 more questions. Loan. During that time, he fulfilled himself and supported his wife. That's just an offender's personality. He supported his wife. That's, yes. Loan is it's a 50-50, of course it is. He's accused. Oh, thank God. Why did you want to withdraw 2 million francs? This is an enormous amount of money. I withdrew it at the request of my superior, the Count of Provence, as it's for its intended purpose I would not dare ask. How can you borrow so much money for another person and not question its purpose? An obvious lie. That information would be required to get such a loan. We aristocrats treat each other with respect and discretion. You would not understand. Mockery! 2 of your officers testified that the money would be used to aid Citizen Capet and his family in their escape from France. Why did you tell them that? You should ask what their reason for the testimony is. I agree there is a plot, but one against me, and not against the revolution. This traitor is trying to talk his way out of it. Who is the mysterious M. de Foucault who wrote you the letter concerning your troops? I do not know that person. Anyone could write a letter to me and make up the contents regarding any matter they saw fit. Did that random letter from an unknown person not concern you? It is gibberish. An honest citizen should have shown it to the authorities. It never occurred to me. I do not have the slightest inkling what that person was writing about. Not about the troops that were supposed to enter Paris and end the revolution after the successful rescue of Citizen Capet. There are no troops currently under my command. That letter and the accusation of me sending troops to Paris are both serious misunderstandings. Who else, then? He's a dog on the Bourbon's leash. Tell me, would 2 million francs be enough to hire 30,000 foot soldiers? It would be more than enough. What do you think about the revolution? Everyone knows that the state desperately needs reforms, but the violence, an unexpected and brutal assault on the royal family should be called revenge, not a revolution. So you are against the revolution, yes? I am merely disappointed by its course. As a former soldier, I can tell you that violence and war will always result in more hatred and more violence. Yet you are still preparing to forcefully capture the city. This has not been proven. I guess he's right there. If they hadn't caught him, the streets of Paris would be covered in blood. Nonsense, what are you people talking about? Calm down, Marquis de Favres, your attitude towards the revolution makes you a traitor to the state in the eyes of the people. I am saddened to hear that a few words of hard truth are enough to call someone a traitor and sentence him to death. Call in the witness, Louis de Bourbon. Please introduce yourself. My name is Louis Xavier de Bourbon. I am the Count of Provence and brother to Louis Capet. There you have it, the traitor's brother! What do you know about the plot involving Marquis de Favres? The bankers Samuel and Sartorius informed me that Marquis was negotiating a loan of 2 million francs. Did they tell you the reason behind this loan? They did not, and I did not ask. I am not one to pry. Were you somehow involved? I learned about the loan only because Samuel and Sartorius are my close friends. Allow me to repeat what I have already told the Paris Commune. I was not involved in the Marquis de Favres plot. If you find him guilty, he should be sentenced to prevent him from harming the revolution. That I wholeheartedly agree with. Good enough for me. and it makes the people happy, good enough for me. Doesn't it say they both want it? It says they both want it, but I don't get any... Alrighty. Sorry, my grandpa just got home. Death. See, I initially was going to start this off as doing what I believe in, but I want to win, so I'm going to play the people. Maybe in my own time I'll play what I actually think, because, like, you could honestly argue that some of these people are innocent. Like, Louis, you might have been able to argue it, but the people wanted it. Did the defendant confess to the crime? Was his act counter-revolutionary in nature? Yes. Did he confess to the crime? I don't know. No, he did not confess to the crime. He does not support it. He sympathizes with the movement, but not with the methods. What were the 2 million spent on? I think I got a 4 out of 4 for once. Maybe. Thomas de Mai, Marquis de Favres, you are sentenced to death. Lead the condemned out. One head at a time. A just verdict. That's what happens to enemies of the revolution. Good job. I don't know, like, what is this lock supposed to be? He seems pretty calm for somebody that, someone got... I know, you're so close, Dino. Maybe I could win the heart of the crowd. I'm gonna try again. Attached. I don't know what this means. He's attached. Aggression. Let's do manipulation. Carefree. Carelessness. Revolution. Aggression. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Easy. Anyone stepping outside the boundaries of revolutionary law has only themselves to blame. Only themselves. Carelessness. Come, let the accused have a word with the guillotine. You have gained power in France. Now spill the blood of those who oppose the Republic. They love me. They actually love me. Long live the king and monarchy. I love how they let me click it. I feel like this is gonna bite me in the butt later, but that's okay. Your wife told me if I seek the support of just people, I should look for them in your house. Yes, Citizen Hanwright, my husband will be more than happy to endorse your candidacy for the post of Commander-in-Chief. Why does this feel like a fait accompli? Please do not be angry at your wife. I am sure she acted in good faith when she made those promises. How could anyone refuse to support such a respectable officer? I am certain that my husband will acknowledge your merits just as I have. Undoubtedly, but how can I be so sure when there are so many other candidates? Well, I respect the other candidates. They are decent people. However, I can offer you the most precious gift, loyalty. Working together, we can greatly benefit each other, and maybe Paris too. Our family has a high regard for sincerity and loyalty, does it not, my dear? Moreover, we respect each other's boundaries. At every turn. Yes, those ugly rumors about you being an addict should be put to an end. Know that I never forgot about those who have done me a favor. Words, 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 Citizen Henriette. I am no certain that other candidates has asked for your endorsement. They do not think you are worthy of their friendship, but I, Francis Henriette, am different, and so are my words. I am sure that my husband has already noticed that. Thank you. Regardless of what the masses are yelling, Paris is only as strong as its united elites. I will not retract my wife's promises, but in the future, make sure you come to me first. But of course... Francois or Alexis? I'm Alexis. Alexi. Francois is going to be the new commander-in-chief. My wife's on the other side. Do 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 do. Bernard's musical interests. Now he needs to learn some perspective skills, and law can be... What? That makes them both upset. Why would I want to do that? He's not going to be happy with that. Your high curve. Playtime with children? Your wife's needs can wait? Yeah, let's play with the children. She'll be a little upset. It's okay. Be super happy. Whiskey Lullaby. The evening is warm, so you decide to take the long way home. Near the Café Chantilly, you spot an amusing scene. Two drunkards fighting over a bottle of liquor, cursing like stable boys. The first is shorter and dressed in a disheveled officer's uniform, possibly a colonel. D2. The second fighter, although significantly taller, is an ordinary street thug. You listen to the gibberish and tangled epithets only to reach the conclusion that the bottle contains one last gulp of drink. Try to settle the dispute. The two enemies unite in the face of a stranger in an elegant coat. It looks surely comical to the observers when, in the fit of booze, one tries to hit you in the head with the disputed object while the other kicks at your ankle. You dodge the bottle, which smashes on a nearby wall, spilling the remaining alcohol. However, the kick is a success and immobilizes you long enough for the drunkards to disappear down a back alley. It takes some time for the bystanders to stop laughing. Lost some reputation. Oh, no!
A Paris of a new era.
Oh.
Weak, vulnerable to attacks.
The complication increases.
Waiting for someone to reach for power. Waiting for someone who, once again, will take control of its soul. The pawns are now in play.
Pawns are now in play. Revolutionary holiday. Recent days have proven that Paris can win, that France can win. We managed to overcome our past, divesting our last remaining tyrant of his power. Now it is time to rebuild, to create symbols that inspire future generations. That is why during a gathering of the convention, several enterprising citizens proposed the construction of a statue to commemorate the holy victory over injustice. You were given the honor of supervising the construction. There is no better candidate than the one who vanquished Louis Capet. You have an opportunity to leave yet another mark on Paris. Each section can be controlled by you, an enemy, or neutral. Each section you take over provides one additional influence point. The chance of a mission success is higher in your territory. Enemy agents can also take over your sections. Actions performed in enemy success Enemy agents can also take over your sections. Actions performed in enemy sections are less likely to be successful. Some sections are locked. Unlock them with any agent to carry out actions within them. To unlock a section, you have to scout it. You can only unlock sections adjacent to the one that are already unlocked. Fervor. Each section reacts to the situation in-game, causing the fervor of its residents to rise or fall. If the fervor is too intense, it can result in destructive riots. Send agents on missions, manage unruly crowds, and fight for influence over the city. Click an agent and choose the action you wish for them to carry out. The Bruiser is good at fighting, gaining reputation, and managing unruly crowds. Take over sections with the Diplomat. Nurtures relations with factions and lowers fervor in sections, weaker in duels against enemy agents. You can... the Diplomat? You can move agents freely between your sections. Unfortunately, in hostile or neutral, they can only move one space per day. Jacques-Louis David. Lower the crowd. No. I already forget what it said. The art is nice. I know he's good at scouting. He is scouting. What can you do here? Take over an enemy section. Who is this? What's the people? Attitude friendly. Increase your influence over the district. Days until inspection. Unknown character. I think I've done all that I can. He's scouting that section. Yeah. I really do like the art as well. Visit the main section. Oh, it goes more. Okay. We will be right back. I need to go do something really quick, and I don't want to jump into any more complications. We'll design the statue when we come back. I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes, hopefully not too longer. But we will be right back. And again, while we're gone, if you want to check out the game, there it is, We the Revolution. Very fun, interesting. But I will be back shortly. Alrighty, I am back. Apologies for the delay. Oh, my hair. That's good enough. Okay, statue designing, a fun part. Statue. Oh, it's just people. Okay. I was hoping for a lion. We will do what I think is Athena. That looks like Lady with Justice. Pedestal. We'll do the white one. Surroundings. Oh. We can change that. We'll do the trees. Sign to confirm design. Epic. And my lion stamp. I made that too. Each building... God, this game got so much more complex. Each building lets you perform a different kind of action. Take over the ones that support your playstyle. Whenever you finish a stage of construction, you'll be able to seize another building. Wait, okay. Statue, hideout will help your agents operate more effectively. Political salon. Actions granted by this building will facilitate your work at the court. Printing house enables actions against the Muscadins and the Revolutionary Patrol, which I don't even know who that is yet. My residence. Spend more time with my family. Surely that's not going to make me do anything bad. Okay, so I've done everything I can there. End the day. Alrighty. Day 8 of Liberty.
A bloody beginning. A violent prologue announced by a flowing red curtain. The wrath of strangers made me sick to my stomach. Feet stirred dark puddles. The air tasted like iron. Their heads, someone cried. Anger hidden in the shadows. Thousands of cries from a single throat. Here was a beast with hundreds of claws and teeth. A kicked, abused, and physically wounded soul. Their heads. What a cold and urgent order. The beast's eyes showed a long-disguised bitterness. Yesterday's envy.
In the top left, there's Vive la
It has waited too
Guillotine.
long to show mercy now. Too long covering its ears while others laughed at its inadequacies and feebleness. The beast's bark was filled with 1,000 smiles of those who worship this bloody morning. The day when their enemies will perish.
I can't tell if this is symbolism or
Their
like
brothers.
actual dogs eating each other or the people of Paris destroying each other. Good relationship with younger son. Revolutionaries, common folk want that and that. Marat, whoever you are, nicknamed the conscience of the nation. He's the editor of the self-published Friend of the People. Disliked by the Girondins, tolerated as a necessary evil by the Jacobins, he can smell the dirt on a person's hands better than a trained pig smells truffles. He does not shy away from publishing denunciations brought to him by fellow convention members in an attempt to undermine the credibility of their political adversaries. Something new in the notebook. Okay. Pierre Dequin, destruction of property, theft, assault, and burglary. Before the court stands Claude Garnier, a resident of Paris and a baker's apprentice arrested for robbery. He led a group of people who broke into the house of citizen Dominique Froner, a wealthy man. According to Fournier's testimony, the robbers insulted him and then began beating him. At the same time, Claude Garnier told his accomplices which expensive belongings should be taken, and the group left the battered Fournier lying on the floor. Many witnesses saw the whole incident. Fournier's servants saw present during the events, while some passerbys looked through the windows. Garnier not only admitted to leading the group, but he actually boasted about it, calling it a revolutionary deed of which he was proud. He supposedly found out that Fournier is funding counter-revolutionary leaflets and decided to relieve him as his funds. The accused would not reveal the source of the information. He handed the guards a lampoon of Robespierre, claiming he had found a thick pile of them in the victim's house. Garnier claimed to have burned all but one, which he kept as evidence. When the guards arrested him, they noticed a gold signet ring on his finger that belonged to citizen Fournier. Garnier often takes a stand during the gatherings of the enrages, demanding that all wealthy people be hanged. In 1789, he took part in storming of the Bastille. Dominique Fournier is a financier. It is a well-known fact that he was a strong supporter of the finance minister Necker right to the end of his career. We've established and confirmed with many people he followed the Girondins, although he has not taken an active role in public life in recent years. It's also a fact after the robbery, Fournier's house was thoroughly searched and no counter-revolutionary materials were found there. We need more people like Garnier. Please introduce yourself. My name is Claude Garnier. You are accused of breaking into the house of citizen Fournier, whom you then brutally assaulted and robbed. I led an investigation of his house. Vive la Revolution! Good! Who gave you the right to represent the revolution? The people of Paris! Sure we did! Okay. Lampoon is evidence. He is accused of assaulting the victim. He's accused of breaking in. Fournier's servant is a witness. Freeing the Bastille prisoners is a motive. No, yeah, that is relevant. Bastille is motive. Bastille is circumstances. What is the gold ring? He supposedly found out his... Oh, that's his motive. The financer is... Yeah. Gold ring. Which is what? Evidence? Okay. Citizen Fournier was severely beaten. He could have avoided it. Yes, I punched him once or twice, but only because he kept squealing like a pig. Are you proud of yourself? He got what he deserved. Royalists are animals! He kept squealing when you were turning his place over. He was plotting against decent Parisians. Isn't that enough? We'll kill that hog! You were found with a gold signet, citizen. I believe it belonged to the victim, am I right? Why do you keep calling him a victim? He's a rich traitor. The true victims are the people of France. You know what we are talking about, and we will take care of him in due course. Now what about the signet? Ah, the signet. Nice work, isn't it? Those swines got off fat off our hard work, and they refused to give us the tiniest part of their wealth, not even the tiniest. Huzzah! What did you plan to do with it? Nothing. It looked nice on my finger. Much better than that pig. The signet was not only the only thing you took, was it? I heard the house was stripped of everything precious. I was especially fond of those gold-plated candlesticks. Why would you think that the victim had anything to do with counter-revolutionary activity? Ask anyone on the street. They all know about it. Only no one had any proof, and we were tired of waiting. How did they know? Did the rats talk to them? Well, they just knew. The people always know what's going on. We always smell a filthy royalist. So you've decided to find evidence of Fournier's guilt? Whenever someone's suspected of a crime, there's an investigation, no? We decided to do one. Do I understand correctly you assaulted Citizen Fournier because of some rumors? Monsieur le Judge, are you implying that Parisians are liars? I am the one who asks the questions, not you. The judge is on the side of the bourgeoisie! Call in the witness, the victim's servant, Gatien Calvet. Do you work for the victim? Yes, Monsieur le Judge, that's right. Did you see the attack? I saw everything. They beat him, hitting and kicking. May I finish that sentence? Then one of them wanted to hit him with a wooden bat. I started screaming, and you know what the thug did? He started laughing. He found it awfully funny. Did you see the defendant among the assailants? He conducted them like an orchestra. First the strings, snip, and then the percussion, bam. Enough with the metaphor. You were saying that the whole deed was... After you were arrested, you handed the guards a slanderous leaflet about Citizen Robespierre. I found it in the royalist pig's house. There were scores of them there and we burned them all in the street. Wonderful! You did not burn that one. I saved it just in case. How can we be sure it belonged to the Fournier? Where else would I find it? Tell us exactly where you found it. He had piles of leaflets in a recess there. Plotter! Scum! Why did you not go to the guard with the leaflet at once? Why would I? With evidence like that, you could be sure the accused would meet the guillotine. He's right, you should have brought the leaflet to the guard. You're saying the whole deed was supposed to serve the ideals of the revolution. Have Robespierre or Danton ever encouraged their followers to become robbers? Not robbers, no, soldiers of the revolution. I confiscated goods that were serving a rotten cause. If I wasn't arrested, I'd have handed everything to the authorities. You did not do so immediately after the robbery. I think we had the right to celebrate, avenging all the wrongs we had to suffer. What wrongs did you have in mind? My whole life I worked my fingers to the bone while Fournier and others like Tim were sat around getting fatter. Wise words, wealth for the people! Did you really take part in the storming of the Bastille? I did. What a hero! One of us! What was your experience helpful? The only thing missing was Delaunay's head raised on a pike. That's another difference. I wasn't arrested for doing it. Everyone knew we were doing the right thing. The Bastille was a fortress. We are talking about breaking into the house of an unarmed man, and that is why we have doubts. You mean an unarmed royalist pig. I think jail's fitting. He's got to learn that he can't just get away with anything, you know? He can't just do that to a man. What was his act counter-revolutionary in nature? No. What political group does he sympathize with? The defendant. The Jacobsons, because he believes in Robespierre. What made the defendant? He took part in storming the Bastille. I know these things. I sentenced Citizen Claude Garnier to prison. Lead the condemned out. What? Was not the Jacobins. Guess I'm dumb. I think I'm trying to stay even with both, so like sometimes I'll make him happy, but I do actually think that it was, excuse me, he should go to jail for it, not innocent, just because it was a rich guy. My name is Jean-Marie Roland. My name should not be unknown to you. After all, you wiped your shoes on it during King Louis's trial. Citizen Capet, not King. King Louis Auguste Bourbon, Duke de Berry, thank you for flinging around half-truths and speculation. Everyone is calling for my head, accusing me of corruption and treason, while you use our back as a stepladder for your way up the social hierarchy. Corrupting politicians does not always work out. Danton does it. Mauville tried to, but they caught you. Happens. I will probably be dismissed from my station. I may even end up at the guillotine. But I will make sure your head rolls right after mine. You will be my comrade in misery. Threatening a judge of the tribunal is an even worse idea than supporting a despised king and corrupting politicians at the convention. I will get rid of your candidate for captain of the guard, then I will go after you. It took me and my wife too long to get where we are. I will not die because of some overboozed maggot that likes to call himself a judge. You will see how we wage war in Paris's salons, you treacherous mongrel. Okay, are we doing some PvP on the whole family? Dear comrade, I heard the news of Minister Roland's unexpected visit. I have to confess that Roland knows about me something that he should not have. I am certain he is already weaving an intrigue against us. We have to start working against him at once. Francoise Henriette. Play something for me, son. I have to do work. As you wish, father. Increase the rate at which the statue... Ooh, none of them like that. Evening stroll. Fundraising for the orphanage. Difficult times create even more difficult childhoods. We cannot give these children their parents back, but we can give them hope. Oh, that's a good one all around. I'm definitely doing that one. Yeah, they're maxed. I'm pretty good on them. Oh, I think I got him to neutral. That's good. Uh-oh. Enemy agents will fight your agents for territory. They can take over your sections or neutral sections. When at least 2 hostile agents meet in one section, combat ensues. Remember that Diplomat has little chance against a brutal fighter. After a defeat in combat, your agent becomes injured. They can still move around, but may not be able to perform any actions. Your main section is vital. The buildings here enable you to influence the rest of the game. Protect it at all costs. If you let it out of your grasp, you will lose the game. Lower the crowd's fervor in this section. Increase the influence. Intrigue. The documents discovered in Capet's iron cabinet raise suspicions regarding Roland. The minister hates the tribunal for openly ridiculing him, and he will not forgive you for it. His intelligent wife holds an even stronger grudge. Number of successes to win, number of successes for a bonus. Perform actions correctly to fill the progress bar. If you carry out too few, you will lose. If you perform more than necessary, you will receive a bonus. Perform actions correctly to fill the progress bar. If you carry out too few, you lose. More than necessary bonus. The Capets, yes. Convincing a witness. So far, there are only rumors that Roland destroyed the documents. If we find someone from his social circle to corroborate this, we would gain a powerful tool. We have a potential candidate. Philip Cote was among the people who opened Capet's iron cabinet. Perform an action. For an action to be successful, you need to persuade the required. You can send your diplomat to do it for you. Remember, you can only do this while the block is active. Convince. Thank you for coming, Citizen Cote. How could I say no to a person who holds the lives of kings in the palm of his hand? I presume that our meeting is connected to Minister Roland? Exactly. I would like to talk about the incident with the iron cabinet. It is indeed rather ugly. The minister could lose his head because of it, although it is currently nothing more than gossip. Well, yes, but what if the gossip suddenly turned into truth? Then things would certainly get nasty. I want to get Roland. Try manipulation. What will he get out of this? Manipulation. Carrot and stick. Aggression. A perfect, a strong, a strong. I need Roland's head. His days are numbered anyway, so to ease the pain of Parisians and France, let us accelerate his fall. Roland has his vices, but are they enough to justify my betrayal? Because that is what you ask of me. Minister Roland will not save you when matters become troublesome. I can save you from charges of complicity, for example. Carrot and stick. Minister Roland's days are numbered. We'll need only a witness to those events, and you, citizen, shall reveal his crimes. Otherwise, you will be decapitated with him. I will help you and testify against him. Let us see where this leads, but hopefully to my head staying on my neck, as you promised. Sweet. Success. Success. All I can think of is that one Instagram meme of that guy, or that creator. He like has the weird glasses and he acts. I can't think of what it's called. It's like the one of the black purse. But like he always goes, yes, success. I can't think of his name. Spreading rumors. Some actions require you to make decisions about tactics. Each may have a different chance of success. Resolve this diplomatically or physically. Court guard Raphael Clovis, your loyal subordinate, will have to talk some sense into a few heads so they realize how big a threat Roland is. When Roland recognized the contents of the iron cabinet, he allegedly asked for a moment of privacy and was left alone with the evidence. In light of Citizen Capet being accused of conspiracy and the lack of evidence, we could try accusing the minister of destroying it. Cote confirming these would surely help. A few casual remarks made by the respected David Jaloc should unleash an avalanche. Intrigues are carried out in a matter of days. The results of some action blocks may only be seen the next day. Okay, so that's all we can do right now. Gotcha. Days until inspection, whatever that means. Wait, is this my section? I have it? Oh, that, just like that, huh? That easy. Nope, don't end the day yet. Statue seems to be my residence. Spend time with the family. A happy family is a successful game. Day 9. Influence points 5, reputation. Hierarchy, we got somebody new. Henriette. An ambitious, though not overly hardworking officer, he is gifted with an impeccable political sense that allows him to associate only with the people who are on the way to the very top. He knows exactly who is worth pursuing and who is best forgotten. Since the outburst of the revolution, he has steadily climbed the career ladder with his sights set on the position of the commander of the guard. The defendant, Oliver, compiled by Oliver Clementine. The defendant is Antoine Barnave, a 32-year-old politician and famous orator. Parisians remember him for his fiery speech defending the constitutional monarchy. He is known as a fierce enemy of the Republic and protector of the king. Seeing that his political efforts were fruitless, he joined the National Guard. In 1791, during the notorious flights to Varennes, the Capets were detained by guard. Antoinette Barnave and 2 other soldiers were ordered to escort the fugitives back to Paris. When Barnave met Marie Antoinette, he was absolutely charmed. The two developed a potentially sexual relationship. Later, they were frequently writing to each other. In her letters, Marie Antoinette often expressed hope for the survival of absolute monarchy. Not long after, Barnave joined the Jacobs, hoping to help the Capets and alleviate the radical approach of the revolutionaries towards Citizen Capet and Marie Antoinette. His efforts, however, were futile. Due to his sympathy towards the monarch and the Capets, especially Marie Antoinette, he was under constant surveillance. Now he finally managed to collect enough evidence to file an indictment. One of the pieces of evidence is his correspondence with Marie Antoinette, which potentially proves his counter-revolutionary tendencies. Marie Antoine Barnave ought to be punished like any other enemy of the revolution. How are we looking? Nope, not the hierarchy. I want to see... We're currently tied right now. No, I haven't done a verdict yet, but death, prison, acquit. He fell in love with Marie Antoinette. Are you Mr. Antoine Barnave? I am. Did you and your mistress Marie Antoinette plot against France? There are so many lines in your question that I cannot decide which one to deny first. He tries to defend himself with pretty words. So are you pleading not guilty? Of course not. Huh? Letters is evidence. Famous orator is his personality. Marie Antoinette is your personality. Nope. Marie Antoinette is your motive. Sympathy towards the monarchs is counter-revolution. There's no traps. Escorting circumstances. Charmed by the queen is personality. Nope. Charmed by the queen is circumstances. Okay. Unlock all questions in 10 cases. Hooray! Not long ago, you were on the path to a grand career. I remember your famous speech. On the defense, your charisma could have taken you to the top, but instead you are here. Do you not regret it? The speech was not aimed against the revolution. I only wish to appeal to common sense. Many remember that performance as an attack on everything that started in France on 14th of July. Nonsense. The changes were essential. Constitutional monarchy is a reasonable alternative to the old order. So in your opinion, people who brought misery to France should continue living in a palace. I do not think they should be guillotined only for their ancestry. I mean, it's going to make them upset the same either way, but acquittal will make them happier. Were you not afraid to openly support the monarchs on the eve of the revolution? That could be interpreted as treason. I may be young and idealistic, but I am no traitor. If that were true, you would be standing on the right side. I love this country, and I am certain the republic which the revolutionaries are fighting for is not a panacea. If you fight for the republic, you fight France itself. Why did the guard choose you to escort the Capets? Within the guard, one does not question orders. They ordered me to carry out a task, and this is what I did. So you did not ask for it. How could I have? I only learned about Citizen Capet's escape when they gave me the order. Yet you profited from it, did you not? Considering where I am standing, I do not really think so. You escorted the fugitive royals back to Paris. Do you see an opportunity to use your new friends for personal gain? Absolutely not. I saw hounded, terrified people, and I decided to plead for them. Where were you when we were hounded by them? Maybe you were driven by your desire for Marie Antoinette. The circumstances were not very romantic, but who knows? That is an unnecessary and false insinuation that has nothing to do with the case. I wonder if Capet liked to watch them. It would appear that in your letters to Marie Antoinette you tried to convince her and her husband to support the revolution. What would you gain from that? I believed we would avert the terror we are currently facing. Why do you think there is terror in our country? I would not be standing here now otherwise. You're there because you're a royalist swine. The Capets were not interested in the Constitution. Unfortunately not. And how would you benefit from it? I only wanted what was best for my country. Well, I'm gonna disagree with the judges for once. We'll see how this goes. Because I'm disagreeing with the jury. What virtues did the queen charm the defendant? Her talent and education. Did the defendant confess to the crime? No. Was his act counter-revolutionary in nature? No. How did the defendant learn about the escape? From an order. I have no further questions, thank you. I find no guilt in Antoinette Barnave's behavior. Everyone has the right to their own political views in the Republic. Do you serve the revolution or not? That judge will soon lose his seat. Absurd. What's he even doing here? And it doesn't matter what we have to say, you better take this into account in the future. Oh my, look at me, I'm golden. Bad job. I will not sign such a shoddy report. Be careful this thing does not send you to the scaffold. Whoops. Reputation and influence -1. It's a little bad, but that's okay. Rumors about your careless approach to your duties are spreading. You had better shape up if you want to keep your job. Oh, no, I just lost it. Okay, they all hate me a little bit for my decisions. It is what it is. But yeah, I shouldn't have asked that first question, but... This agent you ordered me to silence. It is done, but there is something you need to see for yourself. Eh?
Do you want to show me a common dead body?
It's not just a dead body. Look at that necklace.
A fleur-de-lis.
There's more, hidden under his clothes. We found a message in the inner pocket of his cloak. It's an order. Someone told that man to build support for a mysterious R in the district.
Robespierre?
Who is arrogant enough to take Louis' place?
Only aristocrats are powerful enough to secretly organize people like him.
Did I accidentally click the ruffian?
Even they would need help from someone in the convention. So who is R?
Robespierre, maybe? If he's allying with aristocrats, we must tell someone. Everyone.
It could be Minister Roland. As long as we are not sure, we would only create panic.
If that's the case, we'll have to hunt down other agents. This one won't be telling us anything.
We have no other choice. If this R is trying to gain support, you must do the same, for the greater good.
Oh, maybe it's like because of my little agent on the tabletop. That's probably who that is. Is that yours? Decapitation still had not lost its charm since the beginning of the revolution. A group of people were gathered in a Parisian street surrounding something on the floor. Your prestigious position allowed you to make your way to the center, only to find a man's severed head. What had caught everyone's attention was the head's facial expression. It was grinning. It was so unusual that the crowd stared, hypnotized, for no apparent reason. You wonder if anyone had thought to ask about the rest of the corpse. A lone severed head should definitely cause curiosity, even if for purely scientific reasons. And now you were staring. Let's get rid of the head. The smiling head was removed and the people dispersed. That's Paris. They're a little sad with me, but I got a reputation, which is good. A couple of deputies will come over for a dinner. How nice of you to be such a generous host. How nice of them to tell all their friends as much. Yeah, we're gonna probably do that one. I can afford to do a little. Yeah, let's have dinner conversation. Yep. I can't imagine they're gonna be going down too much, right? Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit, that's fine. And now we have influence on the revolutionaries, which is good. He won. Unknown character. And I just lost that territory. Riots block agents, except the Bruiser, and prevent you from gaining influence points from the section. When not quelled, riots make a section neutral and can quickly spread. Quell riots. Scout that location. Oh, so what is it? 0%? I thought that was gonna like be built on its own time. Spend more time with family. And intrigue time. Success. The documents discovered. Oh. When Roland recognized. Yeah. It was a success at 10%, really? We cannot linger and allow our enemy to regain strength. We need to use all the rumors and accusations and work on the deputies of the convention who will attack the minister during a session. I have to convince somebody. Cannot linger and allow our enemy to regain strength. We need to use all the rumors and accusations and work on deputies of the convention who will attack the minister during a session. Let's do Jean-Paul Marat. Thank you for coming. The things we do for the judges of the tribunal. I would like to talk about Minister Roland. I see. Carefree. Oversensitive. I don't know what that would be. Oh, let's reveal that. Oversensitive. I don't know what oversensitive is. Aggression? Oh, aggression's very bad. Okay, I should have done a different thing, honestly, since I knew I can't undo it either. What do we want to achieve? France is bleeding, and people like Roland will not let it heal its wounds. On the contrary, they only make them deeper. You stepped on his toes, and he made his own move in return. How does that benefit the state? My own antipathy towards the minister does not change the fact that we should replace this corrupt royalist with someone more just. What will he get out of it? The Girondins often trip over their own feet. You need only give them a gentle push. Your war with Roland is not my concern. I have nothing to gain from cooperating with an ordinary judge. Oh my god, I'm like the tiniest tick. Are you serious? Oh, that sucks. That sucks a lot. I didn't know I had to do more convincings. Ooh, I might fail this. What do we want to achieve? He's attached. So if he's attached, then we can manipulate. What do we want to achieve? Aggression. What will he get out of it? Humility. A very weak argument, a perfect argument. Ah, jeez. Oh, jeez. What do we want to achieve? France is bleeding, and people like Roland will not let it heal its wounds. On the contrary, they only make them deeper. Roland is a leech, but he is also a minister and a deputy chosen by the people. In order to avoid punishment, Roland started a vendetta against me. By doing so, did he not declare war on the New Order? What will he get out of it? If the deputy sees that you want Roland to be gone, maybe they will stop suspecting you of being a royalist. The dominance of the Jacobins would be a pleasant thing. It would make ruling over the country so much easier, and France would get up off its knees. Fine, I will help. Okay, the revolutionaries are happy. That's good. Alright, Elliot, don't let me down, please. Miss Grace. Withdrawn. What does that... I gotta remember what these do. What do we want to achieve? Why do we want it? Aggression. What will she get out of it? Manipulation. Weak, weak. What do we want to achieve? Roland is a rotten louse. Corruption cannot become the hallmark of the new authorities. We know the Rolands. Madame Roland's in charge and her husband fulfills her orders. Maybe it's not him who's guilty. Roland is not only guilty of bribes, he threatened a judge of the Revolutionary Tribunal, the independent judiciary. What will she get out of it? Humility. There are times when Roland is closer to the Axian regime than Louis. If you want to be rid of the old order, now is your chance. At first I wasn't sure about fighting against Minister Roland, but I must say that you've managed to convince me. This can work, and I will help you. During negotiations, use only the best arguments. Oh, wow. I did good on that one. I got 2 of the 3. That's good. That was a gamble. From time to time, your enemy may ruin your plans with a counterattack. In such cases, you need to respond quickly and rationally. They counterattacked. In order to defend himself against potential attacks from the convention, Roland revealed that Francis Henriot, who is running for commander-in-chief of the National Guard, is abusing his family. Those revelations are yet to be confirmed. Perhaps Roland will try to use this rumor to sabotage Henriot's candidacy. Henriot had to show himself with his family to demonstrate his happiness. It would be best to find those who spread these rumors and be rid of them. No. Oh, what do we do, actually? Does he abuse his family? Surely not. Henriot had to show himself with his family to demonstrate his happiness. No, I don't believe in brutality for that. Like 30% that it works in my favor? Or, no, I don't know. I have the 3 necessary. I could maybe... I did fail... Wait, did I fail this? I have 2 successes, so we're good. We won either way, which is good. But I could get bonus. We did everything for this. Influence -1, reputation -3. I keep clicking the wrong thing there. No, I can't actually... Oh, there it is, notebook. 7, 1, 10 reputation. I had the gold for a second. End of the day. Day 10. That is where I will call it after whatever immediate events they're going to throw at me. Paris should be grateful for having such a fierce defender of justice in you. Should we, the deputies of the National Convention, be scared for our positions? Long live the Republic, Robespierre. But yes, we are going to leave it here before, and then next time we will start with Marie Antoinette. But this was honestly a really fun time. I'm not the best at it, I'll admit, but I'm trying to do survival to continue. I honestly am really curious what would have happened if I didn't let them shoot in the streets, retaliate, and if I made King Louis innocent. Because it's fiction, so maybe I could, who knows, maybe I could have done something, they would have hated me. But maybe I could have done something, but that's where we're going to be done. I appreciate everybody hanging out, both on the Twitch and YouTube side as always. Again, if you want to check out the game, YouTube people, links in the description, Twitch people, links in the chat. But I had fun. We'll probably play this again next Thursday. I know initially I did playthroughs 2 days, but like this is more of a laid-back game, and I don't know. I want to take my time with it, and also I don't want to finish it too fast. But appreciate everybody hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow or Saturday for the next stream. I don't know what we'll be doing, but yeah. We'll end the YouTube stream first. YouTube people, thanks as always. I hope you have a great night. We'll be back in one of the next 2 days with some more games, probably some Arc Raiders, something else. I don't know. But I hope everybody has a great rest of their Thursday night. Take care, and I'll see you. Bye-bye.